to be the man. We are live. So yeah, if you want to join us, do you want to leave this on for a bit while we go?
Yeah, just leave it on, because you can just load it.
I'll leave this on while we're...
Don't you need your mic in?
I'll get you in here, lad. Our mic's in here, but I'll get you in here. We're live now, are we? Yeah, so we're live over on YouTube, and we'll be there for most...
Is it on cast? Yeah.
Who else? Everton flying 3 wins on the spin, obviously in the build-up to the Merseyside derby coming up, so good bit of momentum for the Toffees. You had Forest winning 7-0.
I watched that game.
After getting pumped at Bournemouth, I think it was a great response from them. I've watched all the goals, and that's it. I didn't see the actual
I watched the game
live.
It was okay.
Yeah.
They were head and shoulders.
All right. Who else did we have at the weekend? Good results for Fulham away at Newcastle.
Great results. Newcastle did tell you the wheels, mate. Starts getting a bit flat.
I'm surprised they haven't taken another couple of bodies. Newcastle just really felt they needed another couple of bodies.
No, I think they got a great squad.
Who else did I see? I ran into the WSL. Got me again at the weekend. I flicked over at 12 o'clock on Sunday to think there'll be an SPL game on or an early kick-off. I seen City, Arsenal, and I thought, sure, that's later. Anyway, it was the nonsense pottery, and I ended up giving it a bit of time. They were coming out to warm up, so I'd give it a little bit of time. Honestly, like, it's just how they're pushing it in them prime time slots. It's just beyond me. I can't. Like, that could have been. I think Bristol Rovers played Peterborough Sunday. You know, they need that exposure. The lower league clubs.
Yeah.
You know the nonsense pottery is there's a time and a place for it, but I don't think it's prime time, and you can tell by the crowds. And honest to God, like the standard of footy, I know they're some of the best players in the world, but it's just not comparable to the men's games. There's no way. Even Sunday League men's footy is far more exciting. I'd rather watch some of the National Cup games on a Sunday than some of the cosplay.
Some of them Sunday League games are great in Liverpool.
Well, that's what I mean. At least the decent standard of footy. Honestly, the goals that are going in, you just like laughable. But then I spoke at the Free Speech Union on Saturday night with Lindsay Smith, the Newcastle fan who was surveilled, I think, by Newcastle and by the Premier League because she posted something on either Facebook or Twitter that had nothing to do with the club, and then was banned from the stadium from attending games. Obviously, a mad Newcastle fan. Yeah, bizarre. And she's obviously fighting them, so she spoke really well about kind of what she'd been through. And there was a Claire Fox, Claire Fox. And I think Toby Young, the guy who hosted, is now in the House of Lords as well. So a lot of stuff we were talking about was kind of governance. This regulator bill that the Premier League are trying to puff, not the Premier League, the government are trying to puff through at the minute. It just sounded horrendous. I think it's got to be opposed. Obviously, the Premier League are fighting it, but it looks like there's real appetite from the government to put it through. I'm hearing that it stinks absolutely. It's full chock-a-block full of the DEI nonsense, or EDI as they were calling it Saturday night. I'm like, DEI?
I thought that was like a fucking a genre of music.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, isn't it? So it's basically, can you get some brown people in who don't deserve to be? I call it didn't earn it. That's added in there. Just you're not in there because you just need to tick a box, fill a quota. Obviously, great, real great energy coming out of the States at the minute with Trump. He's obviously on the rampage, getting stuff done. I think it's he must have re-energized a lot of people who thought the world had lost its mind and wasn't coming back. But some of the stuff he's done since he's got in office, I mean, I don't agree with him on everything, but my God, he's been efficient and effective. Yeah. No doubt the team behind him have been brilliant in that. Kind of JD Vance, who I think is really good.
It's a good story, that JD Vance story.
Brilliant story.
Yeah, it's a really good story.
And then Elon Musk, and did you see him this morning? Trump's tweeted about South Africa this morning, saying because all the white farmers are getting land taken off them and murdered because of the government, that they're going to stop the tariffs for them. So be interesting to see what happens there. Mexico just folded this afternoon.
Have you seen Canada's cancelled the Starlink £100 million contract with them?
It's through those.
Elon Musk tweeted, oh well.
Yeah,
It's 100 million as it was.
Yeah, he's only got 43 billion left. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether you know this, but it is. I only found it out because of the constant noise and the tweeting from everybody. it is homophobia month across the board.
Is it?
You've seen all the EFL clubs tweeting about it, homophobia month. Why can't I just have a day? Why don't we have Armed Forces Day or month? Or Pensioners Month, where pensioners don't have to pay the gas and electric bills or
Yeah,
something?
you're like, no,
Why do we have to have a
you're
month?
right. There's like got to be awareness made for it, but I mean, for a month, that seems like...
I don't think people are homophobic anymore. Like, obviously, there's a trans
I'm not
issue.
scared to be out.
Well, there's a trans issue, but obviously Trump cleared that up because he said, look, there's only 2 genders, that's it. And unfortunately for the, you know, the mentally ill men who've been getting away with saying the women for a while, the game's up. You know, you've had a little run there of about 10, 12 years at it. You know, progressively got more and more ridiculous because the left got more and more ridiculous, but the game's up. Like, you can no longer, in my opinion, you can no longer sterilize and mutilate children that they were
That's
doing.
fucking ridiculous.
Which is insane. I mean, you wouldn't let someone get a tattoo, so why would you let them like a gender reassignment?
I said, like, when I was 6, I wanted to be a car. It's good job I didn't cut my arms off and put wheels on my body, isn't it? Know what I mean?
Yeah, and then obviously the next tranche of that is obviously clearing up women's sports. And I don't know whether you've seen this, and I only know because I was speaking at the Free Speech Union, obviously on Saturday, that there's been a second young girl who's been banned by the FA for asking somebody in the opposing team if they were transgender, because there was a transgender playing in a girls' match at youth level, and the girl said, are you transgender? Anyway, the FA have banned the young girl from playing football and carried on allowing the transgender fella to play in the girls' league.
It's got to stop.
So that's 2 that have happened now, which is absolutely outrageous. And then I don't know whether you did see this or didn't see it. Did you see the plane crash in America?
Which one?
The one with the helicopter, the Black Hawk helicopter went up, and it turns out Joe Biden, aide, lesbian,
500 hours she had, that's all.
DEI.
Yeah.
And as I said to you, DEI, it kills. Because incompetence and you know, air traffic controls under the gun from Musk, and they were claiming there's been a woke DEI hiring policy within air traffic control. Not the best person for the candidate for the job getting it. And obviously people's lives are in danger if that's the case.
The litmus test for it is you would never get a DEI brain surgeon, would you? You know what I mean?
They would have. They would have, the way they were going.
Say you are an absolute loony left and you're lying in the bed and you go, you're due for a brain surgery today. We've got Brenda here, you know, it used to be Dave, to do your surgery, you know, we've had to get it in, you know, because part of our DI policy. Do you mind if she operates on your brain, or do you want this 30-year experienced surgeon who's been doing it? You know, and the loony left will go, I'm going for him, no matter what, because you're operating the highest level of industry. You can't have DI. You just can't do it because it just doesn't work. You know,
well, they're trying the best for it, and I don't know whether you've seen. Obviously, they've all been in Davos. Gary Neville, and obviously was in Beckham, and that were there. Beckham struggling to read from.
Can't whip a ball though.
Well, he can, yeah, but also it doesn't help if you can't read. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to be, you know, we're going to have a global ambassador who actually can't physically read, has the reading age of a 3-year-old. And obviously, I think that is the big thing. Starmer's trying to rejoin us back to Brexit. He's trying to do that away. Sorry, not to Brexit, back to the European Union, to reverse, Brexit. Because obviously they've burnt the bridges with this US administration. I know they're trying to backpedal and obviously kiss and make up. But as you've seen with Trump's first 20-odd days in office, like, they're not taking any prisoners, like, they're not messing about.
No.
You either do what they want.
The thing is, I'm on the fence over Trump. I think some stuff he says is great and some stuff he says I think he's fucking
absolute
bad.
He's mad, isn't he? He's mad.
Pot. But I mean, you know, if he says he's going to do something, he does it. It's not like Starmer who keeps quiet over loads, then fucking starts doing a moonwalk around pensioners. You know, as soon as he gets in power, it's, you know, he's a shark, Starmer.
Common Sense t-shirt and mug coming soon. What are we? So where are we going now? We actually on YouTube?
We're live on YouTube, yeah.
Right. So just that I'm on Twitter there. So look, I'm gonna shut this down now. Thanks to everyone who joined in.
Common Sense is on. There's a link on there on Common Sense.
Yeah, at some point, hopefully, he'll come over and join us over on YouTube. It'll be Common Sense Pod. Are we on YouTube? What's that thing? Common Sense Podcast, are we? Common Sense Podcast over on YouTube. So
yeah,
we're going to be getting stuck in now to the build up to this Chelsea West Ham game, and then obviously we'll prattle through and cover a load of issues. I want to talk about Andy Gray and Richard Keys are flipped over because the bad commentary on the telly the other day, and end up just watching a bit of them on BN Sport. So refreshing.
It's good, yeah, I've seen, yeah.
Just so refreshing.
I watch
like
it out when
football conversation.
When I'm in Spain, I watch BN Sport, and it's they just Andy Gray's ball knowledge is
and they just have a footy player on there who they bounce off. And,
even McAteer, when he's been on,
Mikel Silvestre was on the other day.
Listen, he's played at the top level. He's done a lot. But no, it is absolutely. Do you know what I was impressed with? And you're going to shout at me here the other day when I was watching him on Sky. Jamie Redknapp done a good analysis, and I was thinking, no, what I'm having that.
All right, I've seen Redknapp do a couple of things where I've gone, yeah, that's all right. I don't mind that. It's not like, you know, sometimes he is a bit vanilla and he doesn't say probably what he thinks, and then there's other times where he lets go.
Yeah,
and
he sort of did. He brought Darren Bent on, and he was trying to show sort of like a position on the pitch what was going on, and I was thinking, yeah, I get that. Yeah. You sort of know the way Carragher does, because he's just and he's dead like animated. Yeah. When he gets you in, and he says this is what, and he Redknapp done that, but because he wasn't with no nonsense pottery. So next to him.
Well, I thought I watched Match of the Day. I'm obviously just trying to work stuff out, like. Because you're going to end up next year, obviously Mark Chapman did Match of the Day 2 with Danny Murphy and Theo Walcott, and I thought Walcott was decent as a new pundit. I thought the tactical breakdown of the game, the Man United game, I thought, you know what, that's what we want to see. That's what young kids, that's what people who are avid football fans want to see, all right? Like, you might necessarily agree with it all, but you want to see how he sees the game from a tactical standpoint, as opposed to what's the Cabbage Patch doll got to say, where she just says loads of big words that she doesn't understand the meaning of because she's heard them in the kind of football phrase book, or she got a phrase book, soccer phrase book.
Oh, she sits there like that.
Honestly.
And so that's out of the mouth.
But that's the thing, when you watch that WSL, which you have, and then you go, how dare you? How very well dare you critique
elite
the
level
men's
football
game? Because you're moving in, it's like watching football in a swimming pool. If someone said to me afterwards, do you know what, that game was played underwater, I go, right, that was it. I was wondering why they were dead slow to move, and why there was no like power in shots and that. And then, you know, that's the big issue, is that they're coming onto the men's game and pontificating, and they just don't have a jar of glue. Anyway, so right, I'm going to shut this down now. Thanks to everyone who joined.
Jump over
on Twitter. Make sure you jump over onto the YouTube channels. And if you could do us a favour, click on subscribe, click on like, just helps us get a little bit more traction. And if you want to and you're really into it, click the notifications so that whenever we put any stuff out, any little clips, any videos, whatever, it lets you know. All right, so I'm going to shut this down now.
That's that little
that's a good little thing, that, isn't it?
Good
little thing, that. Good little thing there. Okay, so
I've got a couple of things here. Should we go with the transfers for the match?
Can I just get to my big points?
Go on.
City Arsenal.
Yeah.
Weren't much. I know Arsenal, obviously 5-1. I thought Arsenal were really, really fortunate with the goals.
I know what you mean.
I think Ederson would have saved a couple of them. I think the new players who came into the team, clearly the lad from Uzbekistan. I was like, who does anybody know who's played football from Uzbekistan?
No.
So that to me looks like a bent deal. Like, he's gone into Lens for 60 grand or whatever, 18 months or 6 months ago.
And now getting
and
600 million. Yeah.
Uzbekistan, with the greatest respect to Uzbekistan, I know Golovkin. Is Golovkin? No, he's Kazakhstan. I don't even know anyone from Uzbekistan, I don't think. Definitely not any football. It's not a football nation, is it?
Isn't Borat from there?
No, he was Kazakhstan, is he?
Was he?
Yeah, Uzbekistan is
one of the stands.
A strange footballing outpost, and obviously his baptism of fire at Chelsea, but he looked like a fish out of water. And the other defenders they've taken, I think they're just random. You've got Nunes playing at right back, which is a bizarre
really,
one.
Really weird, yeah.
I thought the lad Marmoush looked awful.
I thought he was good against Chelsea. He thought he looked lively.
No, I didn't like him. I think a couple of goals I could put at his door in terms of his response to losing the ball and pressing.
Do you know why? And this is why, in my opinion, watching the game, Arsenal dominated the midfield.
Ran all over them,
Arsenal, and putting Marmoush, who's a number 9, or a left wing-ish or number 9 in the middle, it was never going to work. You got Bernardo Silva, who was trying to sweep up and hold
I thought Foden was poor as well, though. Like the ball he gives away for the second goal.
Foden's had like, I know he scored like
He's off the
4 on
boil.
the bounce.
He is off the boil, yeah.
He scored like four games, and he's done well the past 4 games. But apart from that, he's been really poor. But I mean, the midfield's where they completely lost the game.
Yeah.
City.
If you look at it, De Bruyne's out. In terms of he played a few minutes, but he's not fully fit.
No.
Kovacic is all right, but doesn't have enormous legs.
No.
Foden is all right, but you don't, without the ball, he's nowhere near as effective.
Playing Marmouche there was just weird.
And then you've got Rice, Partey, obviously Odegaard, and they've got good energy. You know what I mean? I thought Arsenal, as I say, I think the second goal was avoidable. I think because of the deflection, isn't it? It's a stupid giveaway from Foden in the middle of the pitch, and deflects go anywhere. The Lewis Skelly goal, I think Ederson saves it. Obviously he's only small keeper, or say gets onto it.
Just don't know why Stones is giving that much.
Stones, but if you watch just before it, that Marmouche's reaction and his response to the ball getting the other side of him was poor, really, really
But
poor.
this is the thing, when you buy players like this, and you're not going to be buying 5 players in January, City, they need 2 months to settle, maybe, some of these players.
Yeah,
so
possibly.
they're not going to, if you come in and hit the ground running, you've done very well. Not many do that. So these City players are going to need 2 months to get the feet under the table in the Premier League, definitely, because this is the quickest, fastest, most powerfulest league in the world. Everyone says who comes and plays in here. They're shocked at the level that standard that they've jumped up. So these players are going to need that time to settle. So when you play him, Marmouche, who's a number 9.
He's too small for me.
He's quick. He's like a false 9. He's like he cuts in, gets the ball. He's good. I've watched him quite.
He's obviously they must be trying to replace Alvarez with him. I'd imagine
he's shit of a shovel as well. So and then putting him in that little midfield role on the left hand side. I just, as well as trying to let them settle in, I think it was bad management by the gaffer, me. But I'm not.
By Pep, yeah.
I can't.
Well, look, he's. I just think he shouldn't have stayed. It's looking more and more like his natural end to the cycle wasn't taken up, and he's ended up staying, and he's overstayed himself at the party.
I tweeted, I think he's gone.
Do you know what I thought Arteta was? I thought he was a dead man walking a few weeks ago. Like, I just thought it's getting stale. They're not really signings. He hasn't really got the most out of the money that he's had and the players he's brought in. Okay. I think that's a big win for them. I still don't think they'll get back to Liverpool and challenge for the title.
No, they've got a few losses in them, Arsenal.
I just can't see them. I can't see them progressing under him. Like he's obviously got a stay of execution with that result now to at least the end of the season. I just can't see them winning anything with him. I really, really can't see them like winning a league with him.
How many games are left? 15 games.
He did no chance to win the league this year, in my opinion.
I think Liverpool can afford to lose 3 games and still coast the league. So not going to happen, is it?
The big one from the Liverpool game. So obviously City, I think, will finish top 4. Albeit, they're up and down. Well, Forest are 6 points ahead of them, but it's tight for the 4th spot.
Oh, it's very tight. But I think
you could also see City. They're going to lose some more games because they're not right at the minute. But I still think they'll have enough to finish.
I don't think so.
I do. Well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, Liverpool winning. I thought that was a really good win for Liverpool.
Win.
Yeah, really good
win. They're tough.
No, not yet.
It was a really big win for Liverpool because I think everyone had that as like a really tight draw.
I fancied Liverpool to win, but also, just because it's no matter what, when you look at the Liverpool team to the Bournemouth team,
not yet on here.
It's I'll tell you when we're off. So when you look at the team to team, Liverpool's got better players. I mean, everyone was up in arms, weren't they, about was it a penalty or not?
Just the Arsenal fans, they're starting to grate me a bit with that red card last week. And
it was never a red card for the.
And it wasn't, but they're like, there's been worse decisions than that this year in the Premier League.
I don't know, that was as bad as I've seen that.
It was bad, but I think, what was United pen? Was it when they played Wolves? That was awful against Wolves. That was all. There's been a few decisions this year where you think, that's shocking. But Arsenal sort of have this arrogance of, it's against us, so it shouldn't be allowed, and they'd be kicking off, and it was all over the. You're thinking, wind your neck in a bit, and then this, when Gakpo, it was the most blatant trip you'll ever see.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. You had to get the magnifying glass out.
Well, the ref's seen it in real time.
But I'm saying you had to get the magnifying glass out.
Only because the ref's seen it real time, and then even Lewis Cook, you see him, it's kicked off, Josh. So even Lewis Cook, Marv's, it was a foul. You see him, so. Like, Lewis Cook said it was a foul. The ref seen it was a foul. VAR seen the angle. Yeah, it's a clip. But the Arsenal fans have got this arrogance where they're thinking, no, that shouldn't be a foul. So I think
the game's kicked off.
Yeah, I've just told them.
Just bang the kettle on. I'll give you one in a sec.
So it was just a little bit. it's just a little bit got not under my skin, Arsenal fans, because I think Liverpool fans are just as bad sometimes. But I just think, why are you necking a bit lately? You know, all this thing with Haaland and all over. You know, you've won fuck all for a long time. You know, so
Haaland was funny, just pointing at the badge on the side.
yeah, it was great. He said something.
I like that little bit of that.
You want one of them? I do. It's great. That's what it was. It was funny, but then Arsenal fans take it a step far. You're just thinking, no, they're thinking it's the best thing since sliced bread. You know, when Gabriel does that in Haaland's face, it's not. It happened like every week.
Well,
in the fucking,
buzzing off the young kid doing the Haaland
noughties.
cello, weren't they? That was another one.
I like him, you know.
I was a good player, yeah.
I really
He's
like
quick
him,
and
you know.
strong. I need
I think
Carragher was got. He was only 18. I mean, I want to see a bit more of him before. I seen Carragher waxing lyrical, saying he thinks he's a real superstar. He's quick, composed on the ball. I just haven't, if I'm honest, I haven't watched enough of him.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? To like go and say he's fucking going to be the next. What, you know, did we say this
Ashley
about
Cole,
Reece James and all that?
I've seen
do you know what I mean?
the next Ashley Cole, but I can't.
I couldn't work out whether he was right or left footed. Like in terms of he's strong on
both.
He's competent on both. I think he is left footed.
He's left footed, left back, so he's strong on both. But I mean, that left side for Arsenal has needed since Saka got played there a while ago.
Zinchenko, Calafiori.
Saka played there first, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying he's bought Calafiori, he's bought Zinchenko,
Calafiori's
he's
a
bought
left back,
Tierney from Celtic.
That's it. He was.
Well, I don't know whether Arteta bought him or he was there before, but like they've gone through left backs.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a position what they haven't really settled. But that California, I don't think he's not a left back for me.
He's a centre half, obviously, but that's where he was playing him.
Yeah, no, it's when he played for Italy as well a few times. But it was he's not a left back for me. See, this Chelsea have just signed a new kid today. They've just signed Matthias Amugo for
signed someone from Marseille, haven't they?
Saint Etienne.
Someone said they've signed a young kid from Marseille as well.
Know, but he's 19. He's a whole midfielder. So what does that mean for Chelsea's? They've got three.
I think Chelsea are just buying players, aren't they? Just buying players, aren't they?
I think Enzo could be off then, do you reckon?
No, they just buy players. Is that just think to get bored and just buy a load of players? I think that Todd Bowley and I think they're playing
football
Champion or something. Just go, do you know what? Let's just sign a load more players.
Yeah.
Like they were linked with.
They've been linked with quite a few.
It was Desai, the centre half, his name. That it was linked with Tottenham. João Felix has gone to AC Milan, or was about to go to AC Milan.
João Felix came to Chelsea on loan for 10 million. He was crap. He was that crap. They bought him for 40 million. He's farted again, and now he's going on loan to AC. That's just one of the most strangest transfers of all time. I think 95% of footy fans watching João Felix at Chelsea would say, "Nah, he's not ready. He's not going to cut it in the Premier League." For them to go and buy him for another 40 million. And then realise, yeah, he's still the same player that we had on loan. He's still not the best. I'm sure they have to go on loan to AC Milan now. It's just, that's really strange one for me.
Yeah, I don't mind him as a player, but he's never had a run in the team, and he's a bit lightweight, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? But also, I do think there's a good player in there. So there's some nice bits about him. I mean, you know, I honestly believe going to Atletico for what was it, 120 million. Didn't help him because he was obviously a world record at the time and never ever produced.
Yeah.
Since then, he's kind of been chasing his tail a little bit.
I think he'd be good in the French league, me. I think he'd
PSG or someone like that.
Shine at PSG, just like maybe the Italian league's a little bit maybe too strong for him. I don't know.
It'd be interesting to see though, because they've obviously had a little bit of a dint. AC Milan that I've seen. Inter scored the 90th minute equaliser last night against them, so that'll be a body blow.
Kyle Walker played, didn't he?
Did he play? I didn't see the game.
I think he played. Did he play? Ask anyone, did he play?
Don't know. I didn't see the game.
Sure he played.
Forest winning 7. The Forest in the title race.
No. If Arsenal are.
We're already 3 points behind Arsenal.
If Arsenal in the title race, why can't Forest be in the title race?
City are on 41, aren't they? If Chelsea win or get a draw tonight, they go obviously above them.
Oof,
you know what? You've seen VAR come in and send people off for this nonsense now. Like he's only stood on him, but he obviously hasn't meant it. But there's just a tackle there from the boy. I can't remember his name. He's come from Austria. Is it Irving or something like that? For West Ham
Forest
midfield.
Are 3 points behind Arsenal.
Right.
On the same games.
And they've obviously.
Why can't they be in the title race?
The slip up is against Bournemouth, but obviously that's a tricky place to go. And then they've bounced back, but that 7-0 against Brighton. Did you see the boozer in Nottingham put on the game, and if Forest scored, there was a free pint?
No way.
He did. Put on. And obviously, there was a load of everyone in there. There's a few videos doing the rounds virally of it. Yeah, everyone absolutely lamped for nothing.
But like Liverpool going to Bournemouth after Bournemouth giving Forest a hiding, that was an even better result, because I think Bournemouth were like on the bounce day, weren't they? They were like
Bournemouth. Well, they see what they done to Newcastle. They absolutely pumped Newcastle. Forest, as I say, like, you know, Champions League for them would be unbelievable, but are they in the title?
No, you know what? I think they make top four, but I think it's maybe a season or two. So you know, when you see people do that, he's outrageous.
He's good, isn't he? Cole Palmer, lovely.
He's outrageous. He plays like, you know, when you say we're never going to find this 3-footy player ever again. Here he is. Look,
yeah,
he found one already. But I think Forest, when teams get the Champions League like Newcastle, and you're thinking it's maybe a little season too soon for them. No, they're just not ready.
Well, the PSR or the FFP, whatever you want to call it, ends up fucking killing them, doesn't it? You end up having to, cut the cloth accordingly. And
it won't with Champions League this year. How much Liverpool have earned so far in Champions League
this year?
So up to date, so yeah, just this year.
No,
88 million.
But they've got 8 games, haven't they? What's happened there? Emerson and Cucurella. That Cucurella's at it again, isn't he?
Yeah.
Actually, he's quite growing on me. He's top shit house, isn't he? To be fair,
lads, with all the madness going on, we forgot to give our predictions for the game. Can we have score predictions, please?
Score
And
predictions.
Also, people in the chat, can you get your predictions out for tonight's match?
I'm going
3-1 Chelsea.
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Look,
I like 3-1 myself, but do you know what? I was also going to go for a draw there. I don't know why. I've just got a funny feeling about Chelsea tonight.
No, I think they'll have
Potter
too
going
much.
back, a little bit of extra on there. Potter.
I know what you mean. The Potter bounce. Yeah.
They played a bit better, didn't they, at Villa in the second half?
Did.
Took a lot out of that draw. You know, new manager bounce, as we're seeing with
and
the
they just signed
with the
today,
Toffees.
West Ham, haven't they?
That Evan Ferguson, yeah.
I don't know why Everton haven't gone for him. I'm just baffled over that one, you know.
Well, they've ended up keeping Brozier, haven't they? So they've ended up keeping...
Brozier's got about half a leg.
I know, but they've ended up... I think they're going to keep him.
What's the point?
Well...
Send them back.
Because obviously they don't think they're taking a gamble on somebody rather than something they know, even though he's got a stubbed toe or whatever he's done at the minute.
He's got a twisted sock now for 6 months.
Well, and Beto's obviously found a bit of form, hasn't he? Two good finishes
Beto's
at the weekend.
Listen, one swallow doesn't make a summer.
I know, but he tries hard. I'm not saying he's a great player, but he cares. He wants to do well for the club. And you know, as it is for a striker, his first goal then gives him the confidence to take that second one early. Great pass from James Garner. And then you're up and running, and all of a sudden there's a new manager in. You've scored a couple of goals. The other striker, the main striker's got injured. All of a sudden you go, right, this is my time to shine here. So, you know, people were saying he was going to be out the door in January, and he was lined up to go to other clubs in January to get him out the building. But for whatever reason, he's got to stay of execution.
By the
and
way,
he's taking a chance.
Have you seen Moise Keane's goal this weekend? For who's he gone to? Josh Fiorentina.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, my word.
Cracker, is it?
Oh, it's like Puskas level. I'm thinking,
okay.
I don't know how. I mean, Everton, he farted it. Juventus, he farted it. But I don't know how he's done this.
He's done all right at Fiorentina. Moise Keane.
Yeah. What's this?
Oh yeah, but that's classic him. That like the great finish, by the way. But I'm not sure how much he knows about it.
Yeah, watch. He knows that he knows. But
no, he's just trying to get that on target.
He's flicking it through. Yeah, obviously
he's not
trying to get it off target, is he?
No, I'm just saying he's got the wrong side of that, and then just improvising.
Yeah, it's like a Zlatan finish.
It's a good finish. Well, yeah, I mean,
that's what he used to do it all the time.
I thought I was going to see a better goal than that. It's a good goal, but obviously you're talking. That's the best goal. Puskas Awards, like one of the best goals you've ever seen. To be fair, I watched Match of the Day too Sunday. I said to you, they done a goal of the month. I was watching it going, shit. Yeah. Like the amount of shit goals that are getting in goal. Just basically a shot from outside the box.
Ilman Diaz goals.
I know, there was 8 goals on there, Josh, and 3 of them on there were just shots from outside the box. Like they were okay goals. But like, that's goal of the month. I mean, Matt Letizia, goal of the month competition used to be like barring in or from the bastard here or Raspadino here.
Or the dink.
And this is just like, where you going, all right.
You put your laces through it and it's gone
I don't know whether that's teams aren't are trying to pass it into the 6-yard box and get close to the goal now, and it's like inverted wingers coming in and finishing from tight. But basically, if you have a shot outside the box and it goes in, you're pretty much getting in the goal of the month candidates on Match of the Day too, based on what I saw.
I know what you mean, yeah, but there's not been any. If you think of any absolute standouts this season,
There's been some good goals, yeah. There's definitely been some good goals. Is that yours? You give me that. You give me that. What are you doing? Thanks, mate. I'll have to bang it in my new cup though. My new
this looks like Chelsea's going to just
the new mug.
West Ham was
Cheers, mate, for doing that.
West Ham's going to be at a little set play one, isn't it?
Again, it's not really like his teams tend to try and
play football. They do, yeah, I know.
Go around that way. Was that yours? Tend to try and pass it out and play football. You know, they're not really kind of set piece orientated, albeit with Souček in the side and Kilman, you've got to fancy your chances to cause Chelsea problems. But what was I going to say? Man United, like
yeah,
Amarin,
yeah,
Ash can't. Like, I'm seeing nothing again. Like there is still some Man United fans out there who go, well, we won't know until December next November when we've spent. He's had a year in the job, and I'm like, he keeps playing. He gave Harry Maguire a new contract. If you watched the Man United Palace game the other day, Palace, you know, United had a few chances early on in the game,
more than 2.
but Palace could have scored a lot more than 2. Mateta could have got 4. He got 2. Could have had 4. And this I was saying to you about a rookie manager, and watching. Theo Walcott did a good bit of analysis on Match of the Day too about kind of what was going on, because obviously Palace played the 3-4-3 and Man U played the 3-4-3, right? But Man U played the 3-4-3 with Kobe Mino in the 10 because he'd done well in the midweek game in fucking the European Pie Cup competition, whatever they're in, that nobody cares about because Steaua Bucharest, nobody even watched the game.
Yeah.
So what happened then was Mino goes into the 10 and probably has the best 2 chances early doors, but he's not he's a good player, but he doesn't pass forward at the best of times. So the higher up you put him in the pitch, and he's got now his back to goal, it's a completely different position. But again, why? Do you think what's this? Why? If you're Ruben Amorim, do you put him in there?
I don't see it. I'm watching Kobe Mino. I don't see a mentality in him where I think he's going to be a top. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong out speaking out here. I don't think he's got the mentality where he's going to be a top level player for his duration of his career.
Well, if you remember at Anfield, he done really, really well in the game.
That's the only. But this is the disappointing thing about United. Is that's but the more worrying thing for Amorim. They turned up against Liverpool and done very well.
As I said to you though, defend and spoil. It's easy to do. I did say at them times for the people who joined in, who followed us, the problem for them was going to come when they played at home against somebody who was quite happy to not have the ball and was going to do to them what they'd done to Liverpool or what they'd done to Arsenal in knocking Arsenal out the cup. In terms of opening up, there's a difference between bunker defence and harassing and getting people to hit on the counter and having to open teams up and make yourself expansive and vulnerable. And I did say, problem then lies in Harry Maguire, because he's got older. He hasn't got any better. And actually, if you watch the game against Palace, you know, they're playing Lenny Yoro on the right-hand side of him. They're playing, well, there won't be any more. Lisandro Martinez, who's done his ACL at the weekend.
Seen him crying,
And again, when you watch Maguire, watch Maguire run back for the second Mateta goal. It's like he's in treacle.
Chop.
It's a good chance, that, Madawaki. And again, they've given him a new deal. So I'm going, that's Amorim. Ugarte.
Is an Amorim giving him a new deal?
Yeah, it was because he's brought him into the team. He's having him. So Garnacho's back in the side. He's linked with a load of moves where obviously no one's taking him. Rashford's gone, which I think is a strange one. Like, surely when Rashford is exiting, he's not thinking he's going Villa. He's thinking he's going Barcelona or something like that.
That's what he was trying to angle a move was Barca, wasn't it? And he was just it's the imagine Rashford going to Barca. Not just that. Rashford hasn't got the fucking balls to go to Barca. That's a big club.
I was looking at the signing photo, and if you can get a look at it, sign at Villa, he doesn't look right. Something, whether it's a bad photo.
He's got these big jowls here. He's like,
So that says, what's he been doing the last 3 or 4 weeks? Because, you know, I think Asensio, they've signed Asensio as well, Villa, haven't
that's
they?
a good signing.
Well, but again, he's going to have to adjust to the Prem. He's coming from the French league.
Say
He's coming
2
from.
months.
Is he going to adjust by the time the loan's up? For me, Rashford, it's. If you're Villa, they get it. You just sold John Duran for 65 mil. He's just pretty much give up on his career. I know they're winning 2-0 in the Asian Champions League tonight, and he started. But if you're 21-year-old and you're going to Saudi, I think you're pretty much showing what your mindset is.
Oh yeah, his mindset was by the noises. I think Chelsea looked at him, and the reports got back that his mentality wasn't correct for Chelsea. His mindset is, I'm going to earn a right few shilling for the next 7-8 years, and then going to fuck off to the sunset. So that, you know, that's what he wants to do. There's been plenty of players like John
He's
Duran.
Colombian, isn't he? So you'd imagine he'd come from relative poverty.
And he's all of a sudden got 300 grand a week. You know, so it's big money for him now. And he's playing with Ronaldo, and he's like, I'm playing footy as a job.
Yeah,
it's as not as a like a, what wouldn't you even say, like a, not a career. It's like, it's a job to him, isn't it? He hasn't got no career prospects because he's gone to Saudi now, but that's his job. That's what he sees it as.
He's given up playing in the Premier League and the Champions League.
But he doesn't see that. He's given up that to play to earn 300 grand a week. So
but if you do well in the Premier League and the Champions League, you'll get to 300 grand a week, would you?
Yeah, but he's got it now for doing nothing, and he literally doesn't have to even work hard over there. I'm not saying that's a bit of a wrong saying,
as a 21-year-old though, like, is that not giving up on your career? Like that's for me. And I want to finger you anyway back onto the Amarin.
Yeah.
And like, I just don't see what, like, I think there's a few people now coming online going, actually, we need to maybe question this a little bit, because maybe some of the decisions he's making, like when I see that decision to play me now in the 10,
yeah,
I'm going, he's only 38, so he's 4 years younger than me, this Amarin.
Yeah.
I'm looking at mistakes I made as a coach at Fleetwood Town in League One in England 5 years ago. He's making the same mistakes at Man United. But I hadn't coached before, so I'm learning why the pros and cons of each system work in real time as you're coaching to get results. This fella's come in as Man United manager, and he's doing the same thing in Man United's stadium on a regular basis with a team that, when you're paying the money they're paying, should be getting the end product, not someone learning how to become the end product. So I just think this stinks of really, really bad management, again, from Jim Ratcliffe, from Ineos, from Dave Brailsford, and the biggest one being the lad, the bluffer they've took in from Man City, who went to Southampton. Jason Wilcox. Who was meant to set the director for the thing. I seen a picture of him the other day getting off the plane in a tracksuit. I'm like, what managing sporting director at Man United wears a tracksuit?
Do you know, 10 years ago,
getting away with absolute murder.
If 10 years ago you'd have said to United fans, 10 years time, Jason Wilcox is going to be your sporting director. They'd have pissed himself laughing at you. And now look.
But again, it's like anything, isn't it? Like, he obviously was in City's system.
Yeah.
So what happens then is, because City do well, they think, everyone here at City must be brilliant. So people start picking them off. He goes to Southampton.
He got a few good buys at Southampton, but how much was that down to him?
Southampton got relegated, all right, and then got promoted. So a newly relegated side is usually favourite to get back up.
Yeah.
So he went in when Southampton had just been relegated. So you're at Burnley now, for instance. And then what'll happen is they'll come up, and like they are at the bottom of the Prem now, Leicester obviously got pumped by Everton at the weekend, but Leicester, Ipswich, who lost to Southampton at the weekend. Yeah. The free promoted clubs are probably going to get relegated. Yeah. All right. Wolves winning against Villa was a big
Massive,
one.
Yeah.
And obviously Everton have put 3 together. Now, doesn't matter who comes out the champ. Like Leeds will come out the champ this year, right? Leeds will be in the bottom 3 next year. The gulf now between the leagues, because the finance and this FFP is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
What do you reckon? I was thinking about this week. I reckon the promoted clubs should be immune from this PSR for 3 seasons.
Yeah, but they'll just absolutely blow their own gaskets and end up like in Leeds situation where they bankrupt the clubs because they'll be gambling that much on staying up.
That's the problem. Yeah, it is. I know that's what the FFP was brought in for in the first place. That was one of the main reasons because of Portsmouth and Leeds and Liverpool.
If you've got 100 million to spend, you should be able to spend it. If you've got 50 million to spend, you should be able to spend it. And as I say, I spoke at the Free Speech Union at the weekend. And there was a couple of Toby Young, who I think's Lord Toby Young, and Baroness Claire Fox, who were both in the House of Lords, and they were talking to me about this football governance bill that the government are trying to get through. I think at the House of Lords stage at the minute. Obviously, the Premier League are opposed to it, but basically with the government putting a regulator in and taking. And obviously, one of the things they were saying is how much DI was in there, all DI policies for the hiring practices, but also. They see it as taking over the Premier League or to protect the rest of the pyramid. And I'm like, if you let the government near anything, they usually fuck it up, especially this mob that are in now. You know, even the Tories before that. Like, do you trust, like, the Premier League is a big export. The Premier League pretty much helps the rest of the football pyramid survive and the WSL.
Listen, it's a massive,
a big but if you fuck it up, then, you know, Serie A was once the biggest league in the world and they fucked it up with corruption and all the stuff that, or overspending or whatever. And Serie A now is, it's for the avid football fan, but no one really watches it. No, AC Milan Inter were on last night. You don't like
that was a proper prime time when we were kids. That was the biggest game.
You know, that was like Real Madrid, Barca.
Yeah, it
now
was.
You know, Napoli Roma played after that. I didn't watch both. You know what I mean?
Adrian, I remember.
But I'm saying like, you remember like. You know, in the early noughties and the late 90s, you know, the best in the world were all playing and coaching in Italy, which is what we've got in the Premier League now. And if we let these fucking imbeciles, politicians, who are obviously just trying to put a regulator in so they can get, that's just a way of them going, right now you need to pass this test or you need to hire this person. And we're funny enough, we're running the courses that you have to get to pass to get your accreditation. And they're saying that the football clubs will get a license off the government to operate. And if you don't follow the DEI policies and all the stringent, that you will not get a license to operate a football club. So pretty much you can't play. Like, which is, you have to get your license off them. It seems like a pub must have to.
Yeah.
So I was like, how, and
it happens in government though. So
this Baroness Fox and Toby were kind of saying, they think it's going to go through. It's at the House of Lords stage. There's obviously a few people. I think Karen Brady's in the House of Lords, isn't she? Baroness fucking Brady, West Ham, and they're not listening to her because they're saying she's pot inclined because she's obviously on West Ham's board. But you've got a lot of non-football people, going on about. And the other thing they said to me was, it's like a currency in the House of Lords for the women's footy. Do you support women's football? Oh, you got to support women's football. It's become like this woke movement of like,
that's it.
You're down with the kids if you support women's football, and it's great to see women playing football, which it is good to see young girls getting out playing footy.
It's great to see it, but to force it down your throat's not great.
Well, again, they've just got to sort their own channel out. And again, the good thing is, you know, I obviously occasionally it captures me and I end up tweeting about it, and then the amount of people, men and women, who are like, just couldn't agree anymore with you. It's the most peculiar atmosphere in the stadiums.
Yeah.
And then the camera goes on the people in the stadium, and I'm like, she looks like a fat lesbian. Like, definitely she's just steaming off some of the players in there. These look like a couple of school teachers with a load of kids.
He looks like a paedophile.
Get a hold of his hard drive now. Want to see his hard drive now, because he looks like an absolute wrong in this fella. Sitting there like that with a big Mac on. Like, oh my good God.
Yeah, they do.
And the noise, it's the noise. So City play yesterday against Arsenal.
The shirt's always like a medium. He's like a big fat fella.
A minute. There's a stupid goal giveaway. A minute, right? So City are at home. Arsenal must be top of the table clash because they both spend fortunes on the women's teams. 1-0 down City, right? So I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. The crowd, all kids start singing "Twist and Shout." So I'm going. I can't believe what I'm hearing. City have just conceded after a minute. It built up for the Super Sunday game. Or it's 12 o'clock kickoff. And there's a load of girls at the back of the stand singing the Beatles, Twist and Shout. Like, you know, like a footy crowd would sing it. But obviously at level 1. Because they don't really know how to all sing together. It's like I was just going, oh my God. And in the next 5 minutes, they concede the second goal. And I'm just, but like, the fans aren't really bothered.
Yeah.
It's like they're just there to have a great day and have a sing-song and a picnic, and there's just kind of a game of footy going on. But the thing is, they've got it in prime time slots. Like that slot yesterday should have been Bristol Rovers against Peterborough.
Yeah.
Because they got pushed at 3 o'clock. Bristol Rovers need the money. Peterborough need the money because the League One clubs.
It's
they need
taking
the
the money out of their
exposure.
pocket. It is, yeah. That's the kill in the game.
So you put the nonsense pottery on that no one cares about, that will not ever gain any traction relative to the men's game. Just won't.
What summed it up for me was, if try and find this, Josh, if you can on the internet, there was a footy fan, a woman footy fan. If she's a woman, she's supposed to, obviously, your standard woman footy fan. She supported Man United, but for women, she supported Man City.
Hey?
I was just thinking that just sums up their mindset, the women's football mindset. That sums it up.
But they don't really know, like this, with the greatest respect, they don't really know what they're on about, really. If that's what you're...
That's the level of fanage.
They don't know what they're on about. They don't... you just...
But then, as you said...
There we go. Sorted your camera there, Cam. You're back on, lad.
Back in? Oh, yeah.
I'm not,
He's like, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Move over there.
It's just madness, like what I'm seeing. And as I say, given their own channel, let's see if there's an actual demand for it. The problem you've got is when you watch Match of the Day, right after it is Women's Match of the Day. Nobody cares. No one's even going to the game. Did you see the Villa game at the weekend? Villa played somebody, who know it was, at home, and it's in Villa Park. There's literally nobody in the stadium.
Yeah.
You go online, look at it, not a person in the stand. So I'm going, the opening of that stadium and the lights going on, that's a big cost. It's offset if people are coming in and buying tickets. A lot of money.
It's subsidised. We know it's subsidised. We know that. That's
and
what
I'm told in the House of Lords and they're all going, oh, women's footy. And if you're not down with women's footy,
Has he just pulled his hammy there, yeah, Jacko? Watch.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, he's done it, yeah.
He's done it.
Yeah, stretch straight away, yeah. Ping.
Yeah. You can't look at the floor. If your hammy's gone, you can't do that.
Yeah, he's pinged it. That was going off before that. What else did they see at the weekend?
Where's the Scouse guy gone? The new IT guy needs to sack. Listen, we said before, Arnoa has gone on skiing holiday with his missus. So he's kiboshed us all. So Josh is now taking the realm of the IT guy. Yeah. And it's the first day on the job, so we've got to give him a bit of slack.
Yeah, this isn't me, lads, but I am enjoying the banter in the chat.
Yeah, this is not Josh's...
Well, listen, you got us up and running, lad. At least we're rolling.
And I look like I got a bit of a tan. So
all this hard graph, you better get some good views on it.
Cheers for that. I look like I had a bit of a tan on that picture.
So what it did, I ended up watching a bit of it, flicked it over, and then came back just to see what the art science stuff's about. So I flicked back over. All women, no fellas on there. So obviously they're there now. Yeah. Footy, none of ours.
Yeah.
On there, which is so you know the route map. Women do women's footy and let the men do men's footy. Right, fair enough. Then what happens is, I thought, you know what? Obviously gone through the Saturday the games myself on the Sunday games and the build up to it and that, and then I thought, who was the best? So I ended up flicking over and on Tinternet and getting BN Sports, Andy Gray, because I always think Andy Gray and Keys were the best. I know, obviously, they got chased out of the country for absolute, when you think about it, nonsense. Would you smash it? Would you do whatever it was? That was off camera. And obviously someone had it in for them and they got chased out of time.
They got it every week off camera.
That's when Sky for me started to go, whoa. Like that was the start. Then what happens is, you see the quality that they've got. Keys is obviously an instigator. Andy Gray, you've got as a solid old football.
Yeah.
And then they had, I think Michael Sylvester was on there as the kind of current player. I just really enjoyed the debate, the discussion, what they were going for. I really, really enjoyed it. And I thought, that's the way it should be. Now, the problem is they're all old and white and male. So it doesn't really work that because it doesn't tick all the boxes for them. But it was what you wanted to hear. It was the stuff that you wanted to hear. Richard Keys ask Andy, what do you think about this?
And serious questions.
Yeah. Not just people making noise and filling in space, pretending to know what they're on about, which is what we get with the cosplayers coming across in our game. And then you're going to get next, so match of day 2 then, as I say, Walcott, Danny Murphy and Mark Chapman. It's all right. Bit boring, but like good analysis, but like not exciting. And then you're going to get next year, the only ones with any good chemistry, you're going to have, is it Kelly Cates is going on there, so I don't know who she'll be grafting with. And obviously Gabby Logan's going to go on there. So I would imagine that'll be Alan Shearer, because they've got a really good synergy, haven't they? They're probably the only... It's quite magical. And
synergy was a good word.
Weirdly, it's quite magical that when them two are on Amazon Prime and all that. And isn't it strange how they just seem to be like telepathically... like they almost know each other's next move, and like they've just become that close over the years. You know, so they're the only partnership I can see where they go. Is she going to do Match of the Day next year? Like not like he obviously does Amazon.
Is he going to say Gabby Logan then?
No. Well, do you know what I mean? But obviously you got Lineker leaving, so usually I would imagine Shearer will leave with them. He'll step away from it.
I could imagine Shearer to go, yeah.
I think he will, because he's obviously still got the Amazon gig, but obviously you're going to lose that chemistry that you would possibly get between Gabby Logan and Shearer, because I think out of all the, you know, looking at Andy Gray and Keys, and I think the only woman-man combination I think that could really spark some kind of fire would be them two. You know, they look like they've got a real natural chemistry, is what I'm saying. They're the only two.
Yeah, no, but no, you mean, no, you're right. They do. I think Gabby Logan's good, and I think Kelly Cates, when I've seen her doing a host the overlap with them, I think she's good as well. So you know, I've got no problem with them. I think as an anchor, the
overlap though, bring in. They obviously brought in Rooney's missus. Colleen was on there. But like last week, they had Nicola Carragher and Gary Neville's wife on there.
But no, they had it on. No, it was the women's overlap.
Oh, that's what someone sent me the link to.
There's a women's overlap.
Oh, fuck you.
My bird had it on. My bird had it on. I was thinking this is a bit. I'm thinking,
who does that? Is that
what did he tell us
Red
about
Rum?
on that?
Frank Lampard's missus. Yeah. Though they were speaking about like they were actually speaking to Nicola Carragher about she's doing all the what's names in the marathons.
Oh yes,
which is going to be. She's never done a marathon before, so she's going to do all 6. Like you absolutely mad to saying Carragher, like you can't do it, you're not doing it, and all that. But then after that, I turned it off.
That's so greatest respect. I seen Rooney was back on there. He's back on there now, isn't he?
He was talking about Rashford, and you know what he was saying? He was speaking sense. I said he's been there, done that. Saying about Rashford, he said
disappointed and all that. Yeah, so I've seen a little bit.
And he was shocked at what, and he's right. He said why Rooney took his lad to footy, and he said then the next pitch along, he had Rashford doing doggies on his own.
In front of the parents.
So it was like, it's embarrassing now.
I think that's him now, Rooney. I think he's going to be better served as a pundit.
Hasn't he got a footy school in Dubai or something he's doing now? Or something?
No, I think he's doing the half-term camp, that some of the players go into.
Is he?
Basically must get a free holiday, must he? Not that he needs it, but free holiday and do a bit of coaching.
What about doing, have you heard, there's rumours that Steven Gerrard's going to come back if there's some kind of assistant role at Liverpool maybe next year. If
he's left El Ettifaka, hasn't he?
Yeah, if what's his name leaves, assistant manager at Liverpool. If Heitinger end up kibosh in Liverpool, Gerrard make it a gig under.
Is he going to be happy? Does he want to be a manager? Like, to be fair to Lampard's doing all right at Coventry. He's got them winning. I mean, he didn't play Swansea the weekend, but he's got them going all right. A few good results.
Have you spoke to Nobby Joe since he's gone into Northampton?
I just sent him a text saying like good luck and all that. But they had a good win. They beat Huddersfield at the weekend. That's a good win for them.
Reckon he'd be good to the Bolton job though. The Bolton job came up, didn't it, about 2 weeks after he took the Northampton one.
Yeah, I don't know whether it, like obviously he's a Bolton legend, isn't he? But I don't know whether he'd have been in the mix for that just based on what he'd done. But he may well have been.
Or even Moisey's number 2.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but he's a Liverpudlian, isn't he? So he'd probably be happy getting that gig. It's a good little gig, that Northampton, for him. I think Cole Calderwood's gone back there with him from. He's left Southampton after Russell Martin, so. That'll be a good little combo for them. That,
yeah, it's a couple of things.
Just a couple of good results, to be fair.
Just back on the Gerrard chat, there's a Rangers fan saying they take him back at Rangers. Would you see that?
Well, he won the league for them, didn't he? So obviously, I could see the appetite for that. I think they've turned a little bit of a corner. I think under Clements he was under the gun for a bit, but I think with the performance in the Old Firm at Ibrox, I think there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. But you know, it quickly changes up there. I'd be surprised. But I wouldn't rule it out.
I think he's come home. I think he might want to stay at home for a bit. I think he might.
But if you remember, he took Mick Beale with him in the end to El Attifaka, who'd obviously been with them.
Fucked them off.
And if they go back to Rangers, I could see a problem because Mick Beale went back as the manager and failed miserably, didn't he? So it's whether that relationship splits back up, and then I don't know if you remember with him. I don't know what the lads did, but he almost got chased out of town at Rangers just before the COVID lockdown. COVID saved him because he was saying and doing some mad stuff. And then obviously they shut down for COVID. And when they came back from that, they obviously got a bit of a second wind, and then he obviously went on to win the league. But
I don't know. I'd be shocked.
I don't know the way he left the club and went to Villa and all that. I just don't know whether you go back. You know, when you leave on those kind of terms, I think it's difficult to go back. But
he's saying
they've got to do something.
He's saying Gerard's missus ate at Glasgow and she was died. Like Glasgow, been a load of times. I think
Good city, Glasgow. Yeah. It's a bit cold, isn't
it? Where's not cold nowadays though? This is a bit not stale. This, but I mean, there's not been many. Cole Palmer's chance about 10 minutes ago, but about that, Kudos had a good game. I mean, lose the ball there to say that.
I thought Jackson had done his Amis still on.
Yeah,
just stayed on.
While
Just
there's
tweaked it.
a lull in the game, we've had a question in the chat. We spoke about it
Last
couple of
week, yeah,
episodes
we did.
ago about Celtic, Rangers, and they've mentioned the Aberdeen Hibs coming to the English football pyramid. Where would you see them fitting in?
The logistics of it's nuts in the first place.
Well, the argument is Cardiff
Premier
and
League,
Swansea. Cardiff and Swansea get in, aren't they? So you know they can obviously. It's the end of the Scottish league.
Yeah, it's gone.
If that happens, it'd be the end of the Scottish league.
I think we both all agreed if the Rangers and Celtic had Premier League dough, they'd be right up there.
Well,
because the fan base is just
The
ridiculous.
Champions League, though, aren't they? Have they not got Premier League money?
it's the
No,
120 million for just being in the Prem that you get, you know, season on, and it like if they were up there and they had, you know, as I say, the same finances as some of the kind of middle and Premier League teams, I think they could become a lot bigger.
I think they'd be top.
The problem you've got is
6.
Hibs and Aberdeen and that, the drop off for them. Like Hibs and Aberdeen, I would put Hibs do well to be in the middle of League One. You know, when others
I don't watch enough of Scottish football.
Well, I only know it because the players trade. When I'm at Fleetwood or Bristol Rovers, I'm competing with Hibs for players.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That says a lot then,
I'm competing with Motherwell for players, do you know what I mean? Obviously, Aberdeen's similar, you know, Aberdeen maybe just a little bit of a rung up.
Didn't you ever get the chance, Josh, to go up to Scotland?
Yeah.
Stenhousemuir. You link with Stenhousemuir one time I seen in the Echo. Hanging in Roby Star.
Dumbarton.
Cowden Beef. But yeah, I don't.
4 for 5.
I don't. I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't
think it'll ever happen. I think they've got to accept it. It'll be the end of the Scottish leagues altogether if they amalgamate into the Premier League and call it the United Kingdom. But then
the Welsh League's quite amateur, isn't it? But also, like the Scottish League's been up and running for a lot longer, and obviously that would be the end of it. You know, you still got TNS and all that. Obviously,
the Welsh League's just full of Scouse alcoholic Charlie heads. That's the Welsh League.
It's a bit harsh, that. But yeah, I know what you mean. The problem you've got is Swansea and Cardiff. If they went in the Welsh League, they'd obviously be like Celtic and Rangers in the Welsh League, wouldn't they? They'd probably win 55 league titles. They would. But the problem you've got then is the coefficient for Europe. You know, you win the Welsh League, you don't automatically get in the Champions League, do you? No. You have to play in about the 38th qualifying round, same as San Marino. I just can't ever see it happening. I just think if it was going to happen, it would have happened probably when the Premier League first started. I think that was I know what you mean. Yeah, I agree with that. But if you get a European Super League, them two clubs will be in the mix for it without a shadow of a doubt.
What about legging the Carabao Cup and having a British Cup?
They used to have one, if you remember. There used to be an inter club competition.
I'd love that, you know.
Well, you see, don't you? I mean, Celtic Rangers, whenever they play the English side, you see Rangers against Man United the other day and Rangers against Tottenham. They always raise the game for it and make a real game of it. You know, that England-Scotland rivalry is real.
What's the Northern Irish clubs?
Glentoran and Linfield and all that. Yeah. So, but again, I don't understand the footy out there, but again,
I'm guessing it'd be the Welsh.
If someone does really, really well in the Northern Irish League or the Irish League, you kind of link with like League One. You know, you go to like a Peterborough or a fucking Fleetwood or, you know,
or Everton.
Well, you get the odd one, obviously, but
it's a bit slow.
It's West Ham have done all right, to be fair. Like, we're 5 minutes off our time. It's probably one of those games that if you never watched it, you just wouldn't be asked that you missed it. Do you know what I mean?
Kudos has played well for West Ham.
It's a terrible Monday night footy game.
I've had a little, what do you reckon, worth a little fiver on Bowen first goal?
I'd do kudos.
This could end up 0-0. Like Chelsea, for all the money they've spent and you know the decent run that they were on, like there's been no excitement at all in the game. I don't know what's happened to them, because they were looking all right in the kind of earlier part.
Chelsea?
Yeah, just before Christmas, they were going all right. You were like, can they make a little bit of a...
No, I just think...
a run at the
I
title?
thought the first 10 minutes, I thought this is Chelsea's. Now it's, apart from this attack here, this could be West Ham's or Chelsea's. It's like a 50-50 game, this. If West Ham score, you'd be like, yeah, it's fine. None against no run of play, you know what I mean? Jadon Sancho again. He's got to do better there for me. He's got to bend it right. That's not the connection there. Look, he's not the centre.
Would you rather have... Would you rather have on that side there Grealish coming in, Sancho coming in, Rashford? Who would you rather have there?
Grealish.
You'd have them overall. As it currently stands
As
today.
it currently stands today,
You'd take Grealish.
I'd take
Grealish. Can't get a game for City at the minute.
So, I'd take Grealish over them three. If you're asking me, as a Liverpool fan, who would I want on my left side out of them three? I'm taking Grealish.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, that's a terrible ball. Got to score here.
Bowen.
There you go.
1-0, Bowen, Josh. Ha!
No way.
You little cheat.
No way.
Oh, God.
I knew we should have put that on.
Who would
It's a bad mistake,
who
this,
put the
though.
pass back to who there?
There was no goals in. There's no goals getting created here. Is it Colwell?
Yeah.
Is he asking for a foul?
Then I was saying, fucking hell.
He's asking for a foul. Kudos made it just with his endeavour, but Route 1 in it.
Where's
He's
the
asking
foul?
for a foul. You can't touch anyone now. It's not a foul.
That's
It's got to be
not a
stronger.
foul.
But Cucurella's challenging an aerial duel against Thomas Souček. I'm like, who's never winning that? You better dropping off Souček.
Just giving him a...
And I'd say to him, go on, control
I
it,
was touch.
and
Yeah.
we'll get after your touch.
Yeah.
And then that's poor from Colwell. It's weak. I mean, good finish from Bowen, to be fair to him. Good finish.
Just with you mentioning those three, Grealish,
Sancho,
Sancho or Rashford,
Rashford.
do you not think Villa, rather than going for Rashford, should
For Grealish.
go back for Grealish?
It's whether they'd let him out, City, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, Man United were desperate to ship Rashford out the building, so it's probably a bit easier to do. I think if the offer was right and the money was right, I would imagine Pep will ship Grealish. But also, you're getting Rashford on loan, aren't you? They've taken him and Asensio on loan. I think the player's got to prove himself on loan. It's not like you've given him a big deal and you can,
Yeah.
settle in. On loan, you're coming there for whenever you come
especially
in on
when
loan, you're motivated to do really, really well, either to get a better move, to prove your other manager wrong, or to get the club that you've gone to impress, to take you on a permanent.
Yeah, there's a potential. Is it they've got a 40 million buy option? Villa
I mean,
with Rashford. I just don't see. Looking, I thought the same as you straight away. That picture of him with his big jowls today, Rashford and his wonky gob. I'm just thinking he's going to take 2 or 3 months to even get up to speed. And then the season's over.
I think he's reverted to, from what I'm hearing, he's reverted to type from before he knuckled down to get himself the new deal. So he's probably doing everything right. And then, what more do you need to say to a manager that I don't really care about my career than as the manager's named?
Having a fat face.
No, as the manager's named, you're in New York at a Knicks game with a fucking big stupid chain round your neck, acting like you're fucking Kanye West.
Talk about Kanye West.
I know, talk about
can we talk
Kanye
about
West. Yeah,
Can we talk about Kanye West? Yeah.
I'm a little bit. It's just that I'm moving away, Josh. That's all.
Yeah. He weren't even invited.
I know, yeah,
he didn't have a. He didn't have a ticket.
Which
Whatever
is
he
even
wanted to.
better, isn't it?
And he just come and stole the show, didn't he, with his missus? So Judy went, she just done a coat off dead slowly at the back. I was like, that's what I looked up.
You can hear everybody kind of, because she's got it back to it, you can hear everyone gasp when she, because they're like, you knew she was going to wear something outrageous, because normally,
there's more than gasps coming up and going about there.
But again, if you've got it, flaunt it. I can't work out what his plan is. I just
think it's to create noise.
Well, also, is it just to say, like,
his whole
this
plan,
is how far it can be pushed?
If you watch him, he's obviously not right, but even from day dot, he's been outrageous, and Kanye, and he just got more and more and more over the years. More outrageous.
Well, to be honest, I've seen Lady Gaga. I've seen the awards ceremony, like some mad get-ups in there. Lady Gaga is looking more like a transgender every time I see her.
Yeah,
like,
she is.
honest to God, I'm looking at her going, is that a fella?
Have you got a cock and balls?
Like, and she in the movie with Bradley Cooper, she was quite feminine. She was, you know, she was.
Yeah, but did you see the movie with the Joker?
No,
Oh,
no, I've seen
God.
heard about it. I watched that Gladiator 2 the other day. It's the worst film I've ever seen.
Oh, haven't seen it yet.
Do
bad?
not watch it. Don't watch it. It's the biggest load of shite ever. And Denzel's in it, and I love
Denzel's
Denzel.
my favourite actor. That's why.
Oh, good
what a
save.
save!
Good save.
Denzel's my top actor in the world, and if he's in a shit film, not happy.
Yeah, they've killed it. Matt Lucas is in there. Fucking Little Britain. I want that one.
Denzel and Matt Lucas.
Yeah, honestly, it's cack.
He's like a DI himself. Matt
Honestly,
Lucas,
it could have been so. Like the visuals and all that could be good, but honestly, mate, it's don't even watch it. It will ruin.
It's on for 2.5 hours, well, isn't it?
Do not watch. You're missing nothing by not watching it.
Okay, all right. Won't watch it then.
If it comes across your path, obviously you'll see it in time.
Probably
but
won't get to watch it because
honestly,
the
mate,
babies will put my 1 or 2 on.
I was so disappointed when I seen it. So disappointed.
Yeah, that other kid's in it who played
Paul Mescal or something like that, is it?
Yeah, is he in?
He's good actor. I like him.
Yeah, the one from
It's honestly
Narcos, yeah, I like him.
honestly,
He's good.
not worth a carrot.
Okay, we'll watch it.
No story to it, like the weirdest end. You're just like, what was that all about?
Have you
Like,
seen that?
bizarre.
Have you seen that Say Nothing, the political one on?
Yeah, on Netflix.
No, someone told me to watch that the other day.
Brilliant.
Is it about in Ireland? Is
Bar
it
the
set in
Troubles,
Ireland?
I'm on series 1 so far. It's honestly, it's brilliant.
Oh, a few people have said that. I might start
True
that.
story, obviously, about that Irish woman who done the bombings, and she was fucking round the bend. But she done that interview before she died because she had cancer or something, didn't she? What did she have? Done this interview before she died. When this doesn't get released till I'm dead.
All right.
So then the interview got released in, like, I don't know, 2015 or 16 or something, and now this is a series on it. My Arthur was watching it in Australia, saying nothing, and he was saying, you've just got to, and I'm saying, nah, I can't be bothered. And then I put it on the airplane, like, I was like, oh my God, so I had to stop watching it because I said to my bird, listen, I can't watch it because I need to watch it, and you're sat there. So I started it again with it, and honestly, brilliant.
Yeah, it's gripping.
I'll give that a little go then. What else this evening? We have Fulham. We have to give Fulham a bit of credit. Went 1-0 down and beat Newcastle. This our time, yeah. Chelsea are pushing. Went 2-1 and 3-1, didn't we? So that works, that, in terms of getting that goal. Because if you're going in the second half, you've got to fancy Chelsea to get something.
Yeah, Joe, just before you touch on Fulham, got time, do you want to go on that first and answer a couple of questions? Or
Can do, yeah. Yeah, I'll just finish off on Fulham. In terms of the weirdest team, I thought that was Newcastle are sniffing around the top 4. You have to kind of win them games. And then you see them take the lead, you think, all right, they'll beat them now at St James's Park. But maybe it's because they've lost the lucky charm. Because he must be fucking lucky that Lloyd Kelly, because he just moved to Juventus. Last time we seen him live, he had a stroke against West Ham. Was it West Ham he had a stroke against?
Yeah, he got
He's nicked the move to Juventus.
I said his agents must be Paul Daniels, mate, because he is pulling out some magic to get him to get him to Juve.
But yeah, Newcastle.
They love a mad English loan signing, though, don't they? Serie A.
Yeah, they do. They've had a few, haven't they?
McTominay, there's a few gone out there and done all right, so it becomes
though,
quite fashionable. Like he's doing great. So obviously
that was the maddest one.
He had the Scottish boys go out before Liam Henderson's brother. Was it Liam Henderson's brother?
Lewis Ferguson
went out there, and then all of a sudden they go, do you know what? There's good value in that market, and then obviously, to be fair to McTominay, he smashed it at Napoli so far, really, really has, and that'll make the kind of English market more appealing to the Italian clubs, because they go, do you know what? That league's obviously ahead of our league, and these lads come in and hit the ground running. So
someone just asked the question there, but we've answered it before about some women and men's footy's a no-no. What do you think on men and women's? We think it's a no-no. Well, I think it's a no-no as well. I think they should have their own little platform.
Let them go and do their footy and leave the men on the men's foot. That's simple, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you see him quite a bit on the women, because obviously is the trying to angle his niece in, but
no, it's
granddaughter. Sorry, yes, granddaughter.
Again, I can see the big names from the men's game initially going across to get it off the ground and running. What we don't need is them on ours, because they're not getting ours. They're actually it's like putting bricks on the railway. It's like putting stones on the railway track. They're just in the way.
Yeah. And I don't think they can mix. I know this might sound a bit mad, but not in terms of managerial. It's like, just think managers are good.
That way?
I don't think. I mean, remember we seen with the Spanish FA president kissing the woman and.
No. I knew he had something to talk about. What a great point you just made. He's in court in Madrid today. That case is getting heard today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was on the news. I'd only seen it. It was on the news this morning. So it's a full court case where they're doing him for
sexual assault or something stupid.
And more. There's more to it. It's like, and it's something about coercing, because they said they tried to close ranks afterwards, so not make it a big thing. But actually, when you watch it, so they showed it on the news today. When you watch it, right?
It was nothing.
She starts laughing after he does it.
Yeah, I know.
So I was looking at it going, when I seen it in real time, I thought that was it was a bit weird, but also you don't know how they know each other. And I didn't think, oh my God, that's gone too far. They just won a competition.
I just think it's one of them in the moment things.
But this going to be the problem with the women's footy, because that's happened in the game. They've won the European Championship or whatever. It's an emotional moment. You know, you see men kiss other men, and it's not sexual.
You've seen Neville fucking neck a few Beckham a few times.
Well, so David, and then the problem you've got is everyone now is on tenterhooks around it, because you go, like, this is it's in court, a proper court session, and all the Spanish media and all over it in Madrid, where, you know, all right, look, he shouldn't have done what he's done. It's probably in the emotion of it, like, but he hasn't, you know, not looking at it going, oh my God, that's
that's sexual assault.
Yeah,
no.
But
yeah.
So I'm looking at it going, and then she's gone and give evidence and all that, and is laying it on massive.
Yeah.
Saying it's done this to me. I'm going, oh my good God, like,
it's baffling.
In anyone's book, you know, you're looking at that going, that there's no way that fella should be, like, all right, he's stupid, you know, maybe a reprimand, hey, what are you doing there? But there's no way you can. After that happens, she starts laughing. Yeah. So, and then she's saying, no, this is what it meant to me, and I felt traumatized. And I'm going,
you liar.
If you kiss me and I was traumatized by it, I wouldn't in the moment start laughing.
You'd react to it. You'd like
it's obviously they've gone away and gone, oh, I can get a few quid out of this. I wonder what I can get out of this. And obviously it's made that Jennifer or whatever her name is, Hermosa, like
a household name,
but for the wrong reason. She must have been a good player, because she just won the European Championships with, obviously, in the cosplay.
Yeah.
And these are further things where you look at it and you go, this is why we can't take it serious. As I said to you, that Chloe Kelly during the week, all tweets and all that about getting out of Man City to try and get back to Arsenal, and then started throwing all mental health stuff. I'm just going, why would you want any part of these? Like, you're not going to make any money out of it, because it's an unsustainable business model. No one's really that arsed about it, right? No matter how much they force it down your throat, eventually these will get Sky, BT, they'll get bored of it, because there's just no appetite to grow the game. Eventually, they'll find, you know what, we've just asked to arrest 6 lads in 6 of them fellas in the crowd there, because they've been sitting in flashes, Max, pulling the head off it when the game's on, because that's all they're here for. They don't even know anything about footy, just sitting there with the glasses steamed up. And obviously the Karens, the lesbian Karens will get bored and they'll get onto something else, and obviously all them kids will grow up and go, can't believe we have to go and watch that for a couple of years.
Yeah, no, they do. There's some right suspect crowd feed creatures in there. You can always tell because they're on their own, with like a medium-sized shirt on with big chippy tits. Yeah. And like you can see the belly button and that, and they sat there like drooling on their own, sat there thinking, you're not here because you like watching this sport. You're a paedophile. You are?
Well, you know, because they're over age, so you can't be.
But if you got like 50, 60-year-old fellas looking at 20-year-old kids.
You're a nonce. Yeah. Anyway, I can't, and when I see that Hermosa thing, I think this is another reason that we've got to resist this. Got to resist it. And when I hear what's going on in the House of Lords, and it's like, oh, are you into women's football?
Yeah, like, I know what you mean.
It's just become a political point scoring thing. This is why we must, with every sinew in our body, resist its attempted takeover of our TV channels.
I was speaking to Parker the week. Oh, obviously he's been a manager. He's a manager out there.
Listen, if it stays in its old lane, it's sound.
No, I was saying no. I was trying to get. He said, "I can come on there. I would lose my job in 2 minutes." But he was saying like it's mad because at half time and that, you know, you got to do your team talk. It's sometimes he's walked in changes and that, and it's been a bit uncomfortable. Though when other girls are getting changed and that, it's like it must be weird. It must be hard for a male manager in them situations where you want to do a team talk. You want to try and give and then all of a sudden the birds are walking around and knock us out. No, it's just, you can't, it's dead
But
awkward.
they're like, like,
You can say, I wouldn't watch it because
it must be weird because again, especially if anything happens to this fella, this Rubles,
yeah,
because then every man who's wearing it will be like petrified, and also,
correct.
you know, if he's getting done with SA for that,
Yeah.
then some kind of coercion, why would you want to work in the women's game? Because if you
That's
walk
me
in
point.
the changing room at the wrong time, next minute you're fucking on
That's
the
my point.
sex offenders register.
It's not sustainable because not just for the finances. I just don't think men can work with the women at that in that capacity because of them reasons. Because it's
Honestly,
an emotional game.
Honestly,
it's an emotional game.
I tried my best. I wanted the lionesses. I was good, great, yeah, do great. Let's let it grow, brilliant. Let's get it's growing, yeah, great. And now I'm like, I'm looking at it now objectively because I've taken the position I've taken. It is so bad to watch when you see soft lad from America, Megan Rapinoe, and you see Lucy Bronze and that, and they're trying to talk about equal pay, and you go, you're just playing underwater football. What are you on about? Like what why? And also the thing that flips me off the most about it is, then I've got to turn on my footy on a Saturday, Sunday, and I've got one of the cosplayers telling what the proper lads, the proper fellas, the elite level players, what they should be doing. Now, the same way I've turned on my telly and I seen a League 2 player or a conference player telling a Premier League player or a Championship player what he should be doing, I'd be going, who invited you, mate? Shush. Not only that, they're 87 rungs below the conference because the standard's that bad. And yet
under 15 level.
And I'm going, no. You're paying over 100 quid or whatever a month for it when you've got all your TV sports subscription. We should be able to opt out of it and say, look, I'm happy to have a Sky subscription, but I don't want any pennies of my subscription going to that nonsense.
Is there any other sport what's been infiltrated by the women opposition as much as football has? Like, say, golf. You'd have like loads of women golf commentators. Or rugby.
You get the odd one, don't you? Like Laura Day. You get the odd one on the golf. Like, I'm not saying if there's a good one, which, you know, there might well be one good one. You know, there's obviously good, and so there'll always be someone who's a bit better than the others. The problem you've got is they're everywhere.
That's what I mean.
And they're everywhere. And the crap.
Yeah.
So what it does is it kills anyone who might be decent, because as soon as you see them, you go, no, shite, get them off.
That's what I'm saying. Is there any, like, because there must be how many 100, 200 top level women golfers maybe, and some of them are shit. So do you ever have, but like with the women, they're the same. There must be.
Well, on the tennis, or like, you know, you see like.
I like women's tennis. It's different.
No, I know, but I'm saying you see some like Martina Navratilova or some crossover on the tennis. As I say, I'm not against the odd one who's good getting an opportunity because they want to talk about the best, and the best is obviously the men.
Yeah.
On the whole, in sports, there's no problem there. The problem is when you saturate it and we have no way of opting out. So what you've got to do then is, and people keep going to me, well, just turn over. I'm like, I pay enough money a month. I shouldn't have to turn over. I should have the option to watch Andy Gray and Keys, that type, because that's what I like to. That's the debate and the discussion I like to see. I don't want Karen, who's played for Newcastle United, the ladies team for 6 years. Like, there was a woman doing the women's commentating yesterday who was, because it got forced down our throat when I went to finish my pro license at UEFA. Obviously, there's a load of women on there because they're trying to fast track them who were getting free badges and all that to try and get these similar qualifications. And one of the things was this girl who played for Arsenal, a Welsh woman who was doing a commentary on the Man City Arsenal women's game yesterday, and she was doing a seminar for men. Right? There was 10.
What do you mean?
So there was Israel, Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Croatia. So 20 candidates from 8, so 80 people from them courses, and then 10 on a women's specific course. So there's 90 people in this auditorium, and you had all different guest speakers, women's manager who managed Sweden, obviously Kevin Thelwell come in, all different over the 3 or 4 days. And anyway, they had a woman, this woman who was off, she played for Arsenal ladies, a Welsh woman, I can't even tell you the name, but she was doing a seminar on the tactical involvement of the women's game, right? Okay. So we're all sitting in there as men. I'm sitting there as a man, and she's going through Women's Champions League and all that, and going, yeah, you know, look at the pressing structure, and this is how it's evolved. And I'm sitting there going, Wouldn't happen in the men's game, that. Because what you just do is just open your feet and just loft it right over that line. Because they can't kick it far enough or hard enough, the stuff that they can do tactically in their game could not be applied to the men's game just because of the physicality and the technical ability of the men's game. Just how much better the men are. And she's got this hour long. Anyway, I couldn't sit there any longer. When she came on and spoke, everyone who were like Wheelo and all that were on the island course, and everyone said, when she was coming on and speaking, I was sitting down near the front, and everyone said all we were doing the whole thing was just watching you. Just watching you. She just kept seeing you like shaking your head and that. Because I'm going, there's no way you can and she's going, look at this wonderful move, and I'm going, oh my God, that's like under 12 stuff. Like stuff we were doing at under 12s. Like this is Champions League, this Barcelona women against some German team women. Anyway, to the point where I thought after 45 minutes, I thought, no, I've got to protest this. So I just got up and walked out, went to the toilet. I just got up, but I had to climb all the steps to get out the sofa.
Everyone was just like that.
She was snarling me before because obviously they know what I've said about the women's footy, so she didn't like me at all. Do you know what I mean? But we had a couple of women on our course from Northern Ireland who were great. Yeah. Right? And I would have discussions with them. Didn't obviously agree with what I was saying, but when I explained what I meant rather than the outrage, she was like, okay, this Danielle was like, I got on great with her. Yeah. We had loads of discussion, and she's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like, obviously, get rid of women's footy. It was like, just stay in your lane, do your thing. Yeah. Like, yous are doing well because we've smashed its head in on the male side. So you're earning loads of money, getting loads of exposure.
But you're watering down our game.
But you're polluting our game with your noise and your nonsense. So get out the river, go in your own river, keep your river clean. Focus on making your river better. Stop shitting in ours. Do you know what I mean? Stop having a big massive turd in ours, will you? Do us a favour. And there's loads of us now in there like that, emptying your tangers. So you pollute every time you're on there, just watching it going, what are they on about? Get off the telly.
There was a movie yesterday. I was watching, Saturday, I was watching Liverpool's game. And I don't know who the commentator was, woman commentator. And I had to like rewind to make sure I heard what she said, right? There was a thing where Curtis Jones he bought the foul, great. He stood in front of the ball, put his body between the man and the ball, players come behind him, gone through him, and he's gone over. Bought the foul. Standard what most Premier League players can do. And she's argued that the foul was by Curtis Jones because he stood in front of the player. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Because she said he's just blocked the player's movement to the ball. So Curtis Jones has made the foul because he stood in front of the player. I'm like, no, he's just put his body between the man and the ball and being knocked over. He's come through, he's bought the foul. And you're thinking, and that's like a Liverpool game, like top level game on telly. She's commentating, talking waffle.
Noise. They say stuff, and again, when you've watched the women's game, the stuff they're not able to communicate because it's just a completely different sport. It's a completely different game, moving at a completely different speed. So the fact that they're getting, and you can't blame the girls if Sky say, "Yeah, we'll give you $5,000 to do that game."
You've got to go
hell yeah, great. Yeah. But at some point, you've got to go, I ain't got a clue what I'm on about here, the problem you've got is, because no one can say to them, do you know what, you're not very good at this or that, maybe you need to, because people will be petrified because of
you can't say
the stigma attached, and obviously, they might go and say, he sexually assaulted me or whatever, this woman.
He's looked at me incorrectly.
Yeah, and I have been removed from the job, or he's criticising me on my mental health, and so you can't even correct them to help them get better.
It's constructive. You could say something and they could quit, and you get done for constructive dismissal.
Yeah, I just think I've had enough, and I'm not going to stop moaning about it. Like to the day I die. Even I hope they stay on. I'm just going to keep, because it gives me something to laugh at. It really, really, I enjoy it now. Like in terms of I enjoy it catching me out. I go, bastards have got me again, because I think there's a man's game on or a transfer. And then I just laugh at the nonsense of it, and I think
it was the transfer window that got me.
The gift that keeps giving, like the transfer window,
the transfer window done me.
Deadline day.
Deadline day. It's like, what Let's go. What? I went,
Yeah, record transfer.
yeah, six pence.
10 pence mix. Yeah, they just bought someone for a 10 pence mix there.
Yeah,
But like even
bag of quavers and a curly whirly.
even that, they're not going to get a transfer market. Why? Because they can get pregnant. So at any time, you know, someone
And
may,
they do.
and also the ACLs, the hip alignments. So you can't. They have a propensity to do that ACL.
The bottom line is there's just not the money in the game. There's just not. There's no appetite to spend big to watch it because the product's shit.
But also, it's the noise. It's a manufactured noise. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. Taking up more and more of your time.
Joe,
Just have to plug our Common Sense t-shirt. Probably do a little run of these. And
Buy them on TikTok, coming
Common
soon.
Sense mug, which we're going to try and raise a little bit of money for charity. I don't know which one yet, but kind of local charity. So we'll probably do a little run of these t-shirts. So let us know what you think on the design. I've got a few different other plans. No, we don't need that one. Don't need that. That's a white one, but we've got a few different colours and a few different designs. But let us know what you think. Be part of the movement. And as I say, hopefully we can raise a few shilling for some local charities.
I think it's a good question here, Joey. Why don't you come and play for an Australian league team? You go manage out there.
Australia's too far, mate.
It is too far, honestly. It is. I mean, when I went, I was 8 hours ahead. So when you're asleep, I'm awake, and it's just you're completely out. It's boss like a lifestyle, but you're gone. You're done. You lose contact with everyone over here.
Well, you basically move to the moon, don't you?
Yeah, you may as well be on the moon because it's. But when you go to Sydney and that's even further, 10 hours ahead. So it's just nuts.
I mean, I'd never say never. You know, like it is a nice part. You know, if you got the right city and you go out there, it's a nice lifestyle, innit? Obviously, the kids will have to move school, but you can't commute. There.
You can't get 10 to Perth
unless there's a new hyperlink or something Musk builds or a new Tesla
you've
rocket
got a new
or
Concorde,
SpaceX.
haven't you? Have you seen that new Concorde? Well, they just made this new. It was funny. This new plane travels the speed of sound. Like it's not new. It's like Concorde years ago. You stupid bastard.
It's weird how aviation's got slower, isn't it? Because it should really be speed. You'd think it would just get quicker and quicker and quicker. And
global warming.
is that what it is?
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah.
More
Fart gas in the air.
more nonsense.
Joe,
Second half kicked off here.
Questions
Chelsea on the push, but hasn't done anything tactically yet. Maresca.
no changes now at half time.
We haven't done anything yet tactically, no.
I think Cucurella might have timmed his head a little bit about it.
There's a Tranmere fan in the chat who's pecking me out about asking questions. Did you touch on the Nigel Adkins thing before you wanted to chat about?
Yeah.
God. Like, I've been, obviously, one of my ex-players, Sam Finley, was close to, was there, so I always keep an eye out for the lads who've played for me, the results and whatever. And, you know, just with the Tranmere fans coming on, I've been watching, like, all the you always end up watching, weirdly, the teams that are struggling in January. I don't know why. You know, like Everton, you're thinking, can Everton do a bit of business? Obviously, the teams near the bottom of the leagues usually do more of the wheeling and dealing because they need to get out of trouble. So Tranmere have been on a nosedive, and I don't like. Tell me you've seen this Nigel Adkins fella.
You've just showed me a little clip
Have
of
you
it.
seen him,
It's
Josh?
hilarious.
He's like a real life. You remember him? He was like the physio at Scunthorpe. When I went to go on loan at Scunthorpe, I think he was the physio.
Yeah.
And then the manager left, Brian Laws. I don't know where they ended up with the job, and then he done all right, and then ended up at Southampton in League One, and they got a couple of.
Yeah,
And then
I know
Hull
he
and
is,
all
yeah.
that. He's had
I
a
know
few.
he
He's
is.
been in the Prem.
Scouser, didn't he?
Lad, he honestly,
5, 4, 3, 2,
I've been
1.
glued
Did your thought
to
process?
Tranmere's YouTube channel. I go on either every weekend in my roundup of like looking at the footy highlights and all that. I always flip over to Tranmere to watch his either pre-match or post-match presser because it's David Brent. I'll have to. I don't know whether if I play this through here, can you hear this?
You can hear it, yeah. Play it
All
through
right.
your mic.
Go on, if you
So
put it
I'll
through
have
the
to
mic.
play as this. Let me just find it. I'll have to play as this. I couldn't fucking believe me ears. Like Tranmere are in a nosedive. I think the 90th are on 92 clubs, right? Which for Tranmere Rovers is bad because
If they go down, they're not going back up, you know.
well, they did a while back and got back out of
gonna
it.
take
But it's
5
tough.
years.
It's a tough league. The old National League to get out of. Like, so they got to be careful. But also, Tranmere could pull 14, 15,000, no problem to Prempton Park. But they've just been so mismanaged now. I heard there was ASAP Rocky and Rihanna taking over, but I don't know what's happened with that. I think it's Mark and Nicola Palios in there, isn't it? The FA, the Alex FA fella. So whether he's actually got enough money. And I think Atkins was brought in as the director of football or sporting director by his pal, Palios. Then what happened is, I'm sure it was Dawes. Is it Dorsey, Ian Dawes used to play for, I think he played for Blackpool. I'm sure Dorsey went in as the manager and then didn't do so well and they got rid of him. And obviously your man, Atkins, stepped into the breach from sporting director, which I always think is a right dodgy cunt who does that anyway. Any sporting director that jumps in a manager's seat, for me, is a fucking snake. Absolute snake.
Yeah, the snake anyway.
And then I'd seen this nugget before, this Atkins, in the lockdown, all that. I used to get sent, like, the videos you do, like, oh, keep a positive mindset, and, you know, just absolute knobhead, like David Brent of football management.
Yeah.
Now, I've met him out and about. He's one of them, just go, he's just a knobhead. Just a knobhead. His job obviously should have been, he's one of those physios who was a sponge and cold water. Like he's a fucking imbecile.
Thought he was a Bob Paisley.
I don't know whether he played. He's a goon. He's an absolute goon of the highest order, right? So obviously, you're tracking him through Tranmere, and then they've been on a nosedive, and results after results getting worse. Tranmere fans, I think, are after lynching him. They've had enough of him because they just see. Footy fans aren't stupid. They see through the bullshit. Anyway, I'll have to play this to you. There was a little bit of a lull in the game. I'll play this to you. This is a serious. This is before they played Colchester, lost 3-1.
Pre-game. This pre-game.
This is pre-game to Colchester, so the fans are after him. They know he's not getting sacked because his mates with Palios, or they can't afford to. Not because he's any good. In any other normal thing, you deposit him because he's clearly lost the dressing room. He's clearly lost the fan base, and he hasn't got a fucking clue what he's on about. Like he's getting even more random. Like he keeps talking about them playing well and missing. If you watch his interviews, you're like, what the fucking hell are you on about? You're just being beat by Morecambe away. The fans are going mad because you haven't had a shot at goal. And you're talking about, you know, if this cross would have got put in properly and he'd headed it on target, we might have scored from that.
Balls.
Just like nonsense where you're like, just shut the fuck up. And the fellas, the interview is quite nice with him, but he's obviously trying to get, in the end now, if you've tracked him for the last few weeks, the interviewers had enough of him. He's now openly asking him outright, you know, because he keeps claiming, I'm a super white army, I'm a Tranmere fan and all that. And I think the Tranmere fan's like, well, if you're a fucking Tranmere fan, fucking resign and fuck off, because you're shit. You're taking us into the footy league, right? So I have to let you into this. This is his pre-match. So this fella's like literally surviving. He's lost 12 lives if he's a cat. He's on his -3 life. Like, they want rid of him.
Yeah.
Colchester at home, the Cowleys, another pair of sex offenders, the two Cowleys. And you've got to win the game, or certainly not get beat at home. Sam would have been dreadful. I think they lost 8 of the last away games, but obviously they've had all right home form because they get a good crowd behind them.
Yeah.
Obviously the crowd's soured now. Right, so you've got to listen to this. Right, this is his pre-match, right? I'll play it down the mic.
So the American presidents have just come in, haven't they? New American president, we haven't got a clue what's going to go on in the world. A house divided against itself cannot stand. It's a famous quote by who? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There was your thought process. 16th of June, 1858, Abraham Lincoln famously gave a quote, and it's a great little phrase. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Now we have to be together, and everybody has got to bring the best of them every waking moment of the day.
Fucking
5, 4, 3,
and then you get
2,
beat
1.
3-1 by, like, fucking shut up.
There's your thought process.
Like, it's classic Brent, where you're going, how do these people, like, you're just like, what goes through the mind? Surely you know the opposition are on a coach on a Friday coming up, like, going, let's get this absolute lemons presser on here. And then you hear that and you think, right, that's us 2-0 up. We haven't kicked off here, we're 2-0 up. Because their lads are going to hear that and go, what is this absolute imposter doing, leading us into battle?
If you heard that as a manager, Joe, when you had him on the Saturday, what would you say to him on the touchline?
He wouldn't be able to exist in and around anywhere near my orbit. He just wouldn't. Because he'd just be taken to task every moment. Like, if he started spouting that nonsense anywhere, the problem is, you know, when the culture of a club rots, there's no one to say, hey, shut the fuck up and get the team organised so we stop getting beat in League 2. Like, stop trying to show how clever you are and how many motivational books you've read and actually fucking organise the team.
That's what I think.
Imagine you're a fan. Imagine you're a Tranmere fan, right? You're 90th. By the way, Morecambe beat Fleetwood at the weekend. Carlisle are crap. They just potted the manager. They're bottom, and you've seen a side that's got to a League Cup final. You've seen sides that have nearly got promoted to the Premier League with your Johnny Aldridges and Johnny King and all that. And then you've got this absolute bear who's claiming to be a Tranmere fan. And before the game where you're like, we want him gone, he's doing stupid shit like that where you're going, like, who cares about the American president? Who cares about Abraham Lincoln, 1840? Like,
fuck off.
Yeah. If you were that clever and you knew that out of your mind, which he doesn't, because he's clearly written it down and thought about it before he gets in, because he's quoted it twice. That time you've wasted there could have been spent on making your team better rather than trying to fucking put a big quote together to make yourself look intelligent, to take the heat off you from the fact that everyone's seeing through the fact that you are an absolute imposter who does not know what he's doing.
And that's had a massive negative effect on his own dressing room, because they're all there in his own dressing room going, what the fuck?
No, I'm thinking what I think there. So if he's saying that to the press, but Cam, if you're saying that to the press, what's he saying Monday to Friday during the week in the training ground?
Yeah.
Because if that's his level of delusion, and if you listen to him, he is absolutely mad. Like he's clearly read loads of self-help books, clearly gone on to like loads of courses.
Yeah.
But he's not a leader of men. He's just not. He's a bluffer. And even from the people, I know lads who've played for him in the past at Sheffield United, and they just say he's just an absolute bluff merchant. He was in the right place at the right time at Southampton to get Southampton, because they had Adam Lallana in League One. You know what I mean? So he's in the right place at the right time, Oxlade Chamberlain, and they just, sometimes you can be in the right club at the right time. And then he's dined out off that, so he's had loads of other jobs off the back of it. Oh, it's nearly 2-0 there. Should have scored again, Bowen.
Big game in the Championship tonight in the North East.
Seeing that Middlesbrough, yeah. Middlesbrough have just signed...
Back toast.
Who did Middlesbrough sign? Whittaker from Plymouth, who's a good take.
Yeah.
That Morgan Whittaker. And Sunderland are going well.
Someone else, they just signed someone else. Middlesbrough as well. Might come to me in a minute. Striker, like from abroad, I think.
Oh, right.
Did you ever see that one?
That Ravanelli, is it?
Did you ever see the ref got his ass there? Did you ever see that clip where I watched a little podcast on someone, I forgot who it was, and he said when Brendan Rodgers was at Reading and he's got in to see Rodgers, he said, I weren't playing, he said, me were doing shit.
Oh yeah, Matty Mills, he played with us at City, yeah.
Was he? And he said, but Rodgers, Gucci.
Rodgers is meant to be up there.
Oh my God, how we got that Liverpool job.
One of my mates, it was
Kelechi Iheanacho, just gone to Middlesbrough.
Oh, was that who's gone there, yeah? He used to be at Leicester.
City.
City, Leicester, yeah. Oh, he's not bad, him. Don't mind him. He's raw, like, and he's up and down. But
I think he's a bit of a speedboat.
Speedboat,
no driving for me, but...
He should be a nuisance in the champ. Who have they just took? Sunderland have taken somebody alone from, is it Liverpool? Taking Jayden Danns?
Jayden Danns, yeah. He's a good player, yeah. Jayden Danns is a good player.
Well, his our fella, Neil Danns, is at Tranmere with Atkins.
Oh, is he, yeah?
Yeah, he's one of his assistant coaches.
So
when I went to watch them...
He's meant to be like Sam, Neil Danns, he's meant to be
Dan's all right, yeah.
So he must be thinking, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Wow.
There'll be a load in there, obviously. If there's, because it doesn't matter, because if he's the leader, you kind of absolutely pin to who your leader is, isn't it? Whoever's the captain of the ship.
Yeah, no,
even if you go, fucking hell, this ship's taking on water, we could do with throwing this fucker overboard, which is probably what loads of them are doing. Yeah. Like, you're still led by whoever's captain in the ship until he gets launched, until there's a mutiny or he gets launched overboard. But
you're right.
I don't think he'll last long at Tranmere. The Tranmere fans just won't have it. I'm surprised that they've had it this long, because they're usually quite militant, and I think if they see the team and they're passionate about the team, they see the team slipping out the Football League, at some point, you keep saying to him, well, if you love the club, you'd leave. And I think it's a valid thing.
Great, but yeah, it is a
you're saying you're a supporter, and clearly you must go, do you know what, no matter what happens here, I'm not getting a tune out of these. I've lost the dressing room, I've lost the crowd.
I'll throw some more David Brent quotes in, see if it works.
If you lose a crowd and the crowd turn on you as a manager, you very, very rarely get it back. If you lose a dressing room, very, very rarely get it back. And then when you've watched the amount of transfer, they've signed a young kid, Jake Garrett, who was on all the Bristol Rovers, but they haven't really addressed the problems that have got them into that mess. You know what I mean? In terms of, like, they needed to freshen up the squad, which obviously they mustn't have any money, because the fact that they haven't sacked them and they haven't backed them, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like Carlisle at bottom of the league, but have signed about 8-9 players. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Tranmere have signed one on loan and that isn't an insurance policy about staying in the league.
Everything about tonight
Yeah. And it's a shame
look,
because
yeah.
really, if they get their Friday nights going, you know, they could get a good little crowd at
Listen,
Sammy.
that cop's a noisier, you know, when a good ball. Oh.
But it's a shame to see them like that. And as I say, honestly, when I seen that interview now, like there's a load of us, and you go get on his interview. Someone will send you a message, seen what Soft Lad said, seen his interview today. You just sit there, like just going, what is he up to? This fella, he's lost his marbles.
That's
That William? No, isn't it?
Is it?
Who's this then?
Who's that?
William?
That's William.
Yeah.
What's he
Where's
doing?
he? He was linked with Everton, you know.
What's he doing in the crowd?
I don't know. He's a free transfer. I'm sure someone said he was linked with Everton.
Fulham. Yeah, Fulham.
Was at Fulham, done great. I think he's a good player, mate. Really good
I
player.
Would you take him at Everton?
In his peak.
I think Everton could do it. They've signed a boy Alcaraz, haven't they, today?
He sent him though, any ball carrier.
I know, but I'm saying Everton could do with a couple of bodies. If he's fit, William, he's a good player. He doesn't need pace.
again.
Take him all day, wouldn't you?
Marcus Edwards, I don't know why Everton didn't go for him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, I've seen him a few times, and
Derby have signed Jack Harrison and
From
Harrison
Everton?
Armstrong, apparently, yeah.
and Lance Armstrong.
Oh, no, sorry. They've
Say?
signed Harrison Armstrong. I thought he said
Harrison,
Harrison
the young kid.
Armstrong.
The young kid. Yeah, he needed a loan, didn't he?
But that Marcus Edwards, I don't know why. I just greeted for Everton for me. That would have been a.
He's too lightweight for Moyes.
I just think he's got that. He's got that little bit. He is very lightweight, but he's a luxury player. But I just think
He kind of suits Burnley. Burnley. I think when I seen him go to Burnley, I thought so like the Scotty Parker kind of likes that. He got like the boy Andy
little
who was
flair
at Bournemouth, and you get away with it like in the champ. I don't think you can go from Sporting Lisbon and Tottenham and not really featuring to starting for Everton in a relegation battle down the bottom of the league or 1-1 Neto. Back in the game. What did you go 2-1, 3-1? It's on here.
I went 3,
Yeah,
didn't
2-1, 3-1.
Back of the Neto.
Neto. Be fair, it's been coming second half. They've been a lot better second half. Jackson going off for Gay. My God. Jackson going off for Gay.
My mic was on mute.
Who else? Sancho for Neto, and then Gusto and then Nkunku. So he's
gone for it.
Yeah, he's gone, and he's got his reward. Yeah, they're saying he might be offside though. You having a look at the VAR? Having a look at it?
No, there's not.
I don't know what they're having a look at. They're looking at something.
There was a bit of a.
Might be this.
That's offside. If he touches it, that's offside. If he comes off the centre fireworks there.
Let's say it might be the man standing in front of the goalie.
It's Cucurella is offside. Watch this. Hits him. If that comes off 38, who's 38?
Gay. The lad they took from Barcelona.
If that comes off him, it's offside. Watch.
See?
Oh, it does it as here, you know.
Does it?
Yeah.
Who's it?
Gaze. Yeah. And lands at Cucurella's feet, it's offside. Does it? It does. Is the touch.
What did you think of the City Arsenal game?
I think that's offside.
I think that's offside myself as well. I think City Arsenal, I thought the midfield was where it was won and lost.
Yeah.
I just don't think City could live with Arsenal's midfield. Sorry, Josh. I don't think City could live with Arsenal's midfield. I just I think there was a couple of good few mistakes by Pep. I thought Mamouche playing that deeper midfielder / role was just an awful decision from Pep.
Does he touch that? The ball doesn't seem to deviate, but he looks like he has to have made contact with it. Yeah?
Well, in real time, his hair moves. I've seen his hair as his hair moving. But you know what? They're not going to give it because, oh yeah, look, you see the ball deviate a bit, see? Not from that angle.
I don't think it moves. I think it's a goal. I don't think it hits him. It's close to him.
God. You know what? If you can't decide, stick with your on-field decision. If you
You're a
can't
West Ham
decide...
fan, you don't want
It's
that.
becoming so much about the referees now, isn't it, though, the game? Made all the news again
the
this
other
weekend.
thing you wanted to speak about was what came out. Obviously, we haven't been on for a couple of weeks. There's no Monday game with Davy Coote.
Yeah,
Obviously came out the closet, didn't he? As kind of
chairlifter. No one's asked. That's what
I know, but I'm saying they made a big thing of it. Done the big exclusive in the
They made
sub.
a big thing about it, and no, he's trying to. I think he's trying to use the gay card, me. Just try and get
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's like no one's asked you gay. You know you've called Klopp a German cunt and you've been on a limo. Just get on with your life now.
But this is the thing about it. They're saying he might come back as a VAR ref.
As
Right.
a
I swear to you.
as a
I
GAY
swear to
ref.
you. VAR ref. Does he give the goal? Yeah, he's give it. And then the next thing is, they're not asking the pertinent questions. The pertinent questions is, that video was clearly filmed in lockdown. So he's been back and doing a bit of uphill gardening, hasn't he, and with somebody in the flat and sniffing a load of char siu,
Yeah,
right? So he's been doing a bit of uphill gardening.
yeah,
Someone's videoed it.
yeah.
So how long have they had that? Has he been blackmailed with it? Has he fixed any matches with it? Has he given any mad decisions in between? He possibly has. Have they looked at his
it's a
internet
good point,
history?
yeah. It's a good
Have we
point.
seen if he's been betting anywhere? Have we looked at his bank accounts? Like,
Well-
they're not asking that. Like, he could have been. If someone's got a video of him doing uphill gardening and taking illegal substances, right? And they're saying to him, if you don't do this, this, or this in the next few weeks, we're gonna. So has he been getting blackmailed?
Well, did you see there was noises over a text he'd made saying,
oh yeah.
Did you do what we said or something about a booking or a red card
Yeah.
or something? So
Oh, I think 100%. Whoever's had that video of him, he's
as
been
Adam,
blackmailed with it.
Adam
And
by the short
also,
and curlies for 2 years.
and also, what I think they're trying to do now, the establishment, the FA, the papers, is brush it under the carpet so that to the Asian and foreign betting markets doesn't look like England's corrupt. Because in Italy and in France and in Spain, you go, oh, the officials are corrupt, and that's why their leagues have suffered. And that's why there's not really big Asian betting pools on them. Whereas
Yeah.
the Premier League, that's why we all got slammed for any gambling as heavy as we did. To protect the integrity of it for all the sponsors and also the amount of money that's waged on Premier League football because it's seen as not corrupt. Now, that's going to suffer because I think this David Coote clearly has opened himself up through his behaviour to be exploited in some form
We
of
don't
fashion.
know, but I mean, it looks like...
Well, if someone's been sitting on that video since lockdown, what was lockdown, 2000?
Yeah.
2020?
2020, yeah.
All right, so we're 2024, 25
5
season
now,
now,
so
right?
20, so for
So
4 years.
how many games has he refed?
Oh.
How many bookings does he give? How many mad... So there needs to be a fine tooth comb through that. And also, do us a favour, David, we want everything.
Listen,
Want your computer, want your phones. We need to find out, have you been
at the balls.
at it? Because
Yeah.
somebody could have had... How many games has he refed? How many games could he have affected?
I'm sure Liverpool fans have done that for you already.
Well, again, what I'm saying to you here is, it's being brushed. It's just being
It has
brushed
been
under.
brushed,
Of, well, that's why, because he was gay. That's why he's been. And it's like, no, you're not asking the right questions. How many games has he fiddled? Has he fiddled any? Oh, he's got a
he
score.
missed?
Oh, what a ball in that is as well. Is that Creswell who puts that in?
Yeah, Kudus as well. He should have finished that. No, you're right. That's the questions that he should be asking about.
And they're
him.
not asking it. They've done a Sun exclusive and they're saying they're going to take him back as a VAR coach. Who puts that
There's
ball
about
in there?
4 of them offside, though.
Who puts that in?
No, Suchek.
Oh, that's that Irving. No, that's the boy Irving who came from. That's a great little knock in.
But if they were all offside.
Oh, he's hit the post, to be fair. He's hit
Yeah.
the beans on.
But no, I think you're right. I think that there's questions that have not been asked that still should have been asked, because even as a Liverpool fan, and Liverpool fans say David Coote was by a country mile
Yeah, I'll take them.
the worst, most biased ref we've ever had. Everyone,
in that, please, mate.
every fan has their own ref. You think, oh, use it a bit biased, but if you ask any Liverpool fan, it was David Coote, and some of the decisions he was given, it was just outrageous. And as a BAR.
What's that you're on there?
It's like Gary Brecher, you know, the hydrogen water. They reckon if you have water with they like put hydrogen into it. Looks like a lava lamp, doesn't it?
I was on it, but it didn't work. It's not gonna be chippy
faster reduces inflammatory, faster adaptation, absorption into the body and all that.
Did you hear his story,
Dunno.
that Gary Brecher? Did you read about him? What
I've seen a bit because of the
what
stuff he
his
did with
job
David
was?
White, David White, Dana White.
His job was he worked for an insurance company in America, and he used to predict your death within like 3 months.
Oh, well, yeah, seen that, yeah.
Oh, and how we done it was, and he said, no, listen, it worked. That's why the insurance companies are multi-billion-pound industries. Because I used to present, and I was that disappointed because I knew when I'd read the people's like medical records, I go, well, yeah, that, and it's because that they're gonna die round about then. So he flipped coin and he's trying to reverse it now for everyone.
All right.
So he said,
Yeah.
I can make it healthier, I'll make you live longer.
So yeah, I got a bit of his stuff. I'm going to do a bit of intermittent fasting. I'm going to try that 72-hour fast, water fast.
I just have a
He's got a
headache.
protocol for it, so I'm just trying to pick the right time to get after it.
Yeah,
If you-
what's your objective though? Just
3
get that
day,
fit? Yeah.
3 day. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to follow his protocol. I've never done one that long, but I'm going to have a go at it.
Can you have can you have wafer thin ham?
No, literally, it's bone. I think two first days, two slots of bone broth, and a bit of branched chain amino acids, and then it's literally just water. For
You
the
can't
next
have like a
couple of days.
Freddo one, and even though they're small.
I done 48 hours, didn't I?
Would you have a headache, like a full headache for like
no,
a day?
I felt sound, you know. Felt sound. I was just having 2 black coffees, like in the afternoon.
Yeah, I suppose that would cure.
Do you feel a benefit for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt the first day was easy. I probably could have went longer, but the feeling was kind of, just like alive.
Reckon it
hungry.
resets all at a cellular level, and
Did you get past the hunger stage? Like,
I didn't really get hungry.
oh yeah, see, I get, yeah. I'm on a fat job,
Sounds
aren't I,
mad.
me?
have you had to go with that, lad?
I'm on it now, yeah. I'm on that.
When's it kick in? It's like a couple of weeks to start working, or when's it happening? What happens?
No, we only started last week. So
Doesn't it
my
make you feel a
second-
bit sickly?
It do, yeah, a little bit of morning sickness, but it's mad, you know. It's like a mind numb for like everything. Like my bed sitting there on the couch eating nail and crisp, and I'm just like, I don't even want one. I'm like, but you know what? I noticed water. I can't drink water. Like,
Because it shrinks your stomach, doesn't it?
no, it's does like an there's a special thing in your brain. It's CPOG or something. I don't know what it's called. It's what's like the hunger mechanism for like if you got diabetes and that, and it's just stops you like cravings more than hunger. Stops your cravings. So I've had chocolate for days, and I used to have like a bar every 2 minutes. But yeah, it definitely does work. I'm down like last week was down like £2 or something, 2 or 3.
So you'd shit about £2. You know? I know. You have a big turd on the morning, lad. That's about £2 or £3.
I have a few little babies.
So
on me.
what's your target then?
Me?
Yeah, like what are you trying to get to?
I wanna get down like a good,
Right.
good 4 stone. I wanna
So
get
how
off
long have you got to take on
about
that?
6
Then?
months.
Can't you just do exercise and
Yeah,
like,
they can, but I'm fat and lazy.
I know you're not going to do. Are you just going to go for the pen option, or you're going to try and
No, what
be
you
a
got?
bit
No,
healthier
you
and
got
do
it.
a
You
little
got it. Like like my breakfast, I'm having like one of them Huel shakes, like I never like.
Oh
sitting
God!
there.
Don't start plugging that. in the air,
I like having a Huel shake of a morning, and yeah, so mommy guy Neville Huel shakes. Oh, strike!
Oh, that's some goal. Lad.
That's
that a goal?
outrageous.
Cole Palmer. Yeah.
Outrageous.
Nice.
How's
That's
he
some
done
goal.
that?
That.
3
Is it
1s
cause a deflection? I said 2-1, so I'm all right as it stands. Next 15. How's he got that in from there?
I don't know.
It must have caused a
Oh
deflection.
yeah, Wan-Bissaka, it's clipped him, hasn't it? Yeah, that's why he's not celebrating loads, isn't it? Because that haircut's horrendous, by the way, mate. You look like plug off the Beano.
Cole
Look at him.
Palmer.
Has
Yeah.
he still got his baldrick going on?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think he's.
Off your arm, man, off
I think
me.
he's.
Watch this.
I think he's in the Follically Challenge Club, isn't he, Cole Palmer?
Yeah, you should just do a camo, haven't you? Just whip it off.
Oh, yeah, it's a
yes.
naughty deflection.
It was a
I
cross.
thought
That.
it was a hell of a finish.
He's not getting that. He's not getting that one.
He's unlucky there, isn't he? He's unlucky there, Wan-Bissaka.
He's been an alright signing for West Ham, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's better than that Mazraoui who they've taken. I think he's a better defender. Like, he's not great going forward, but Man United, when you think of Man United, Palace have done them 2-0, Bournemouth have done them 3, Newcastle have put 3 on them.
I think West Ham being a bit unlucky, you know. I mean,
They had that half chance, but it looked like it was offside. The Kudos said that.
yeah, it was offside.
Chelsea been much a better side, second half. Much a better
Yeah,
side.
I did, but I think to what I'm gone, I don't think. What a day. Oh, geez.
Oh,
Rice cakes.
yeah.
Fish in a rice cake.
They'd if you're on elf kick them.
So yeah, after a morning, I'm having a heel shake, and then at lunchtime, I'm having like a cup of soup with like some nuts, and then that's it. It's weird. Honestly, I'm just not hungry.
But you lose, like, you don't lose.
You lose,
like,
I lose
weight.
muscle as well.
Yeah,
No, you lose
exactly.
muscle. Yeah, so you gotta like make sure you get your like they say try and get like 8,000 steps in at least a day just to keep your muscles like fucking ticking over and that. But I'm just too busy to do 8,000 steps a day. I've got a walking machine in ours, so I might just jump on that overnight now because I'm just too busy. Danny Ings, he's not gonna do much, is he? Watch him score.
He's another one he's had a miraculous recovery for his. He must have spent a few shilling keeping the coastal erosion off the top of his head.
Man's just fully gone. Looking at him.
Hey mate, listen, it'll save you a lot of heartache. That get onto Arnie Slot and just say, how do you get your hair? How do you get your hair?
You're very lucky your camera's
You
gone
had
off,
that
yeah.
polished.
I know, yeah. I can see me.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not on
move
the
over to
camera.
move over to Joe's camera a little bit and show
Let
it
you,
again.
let you get in there. You want to get
Not a
in?
chance.
Put sunglasses on if you're watching live on telly.
Ings, and who's this coming on? Young kid, number 61. Solar.
Yeah.
Carlos Soler.
Just coming off, Soler off. There's a young kid. Look, number 61, so he must be an academy kid.
Yeah.
Coming on centre mid. He's done all right, that Irvin. I've not seen much of him before. You can't see it on here.
Josh can flip it
over towards Joe.
You have to get on here.
Your camera's gone off. Fucking hell.
It'll come on there now, yeah. You'll see it there.
I
It'll come on. That's just a few seconds behind, isn't it?
I'll try and sort your camera now.
Yeah, you must surely. You'll be coming on now. That's just a few seconds behind. What else haven't we covered from the weekend? Any other madness we've seen?
Arteta and Haaland.
Ah, it's nonsense, innit?
Yeah, it's a nice little bit of rivalry. That
I like the rivalry, but
it's for second place though, or fourth place.
No, I mean it's fun to watch.
Yeah, but Liverpool must be laughing the cocks off, going, "Mate, up, you've got that rivalry, and we can just keep winning every week and just sit in the on the top spot."
Yeah.
Like you want to have rivalry with the team that's got a chance of winning. That's like Man United Arsenal rivalry was because they both had a chance of winning the league. What's the point in Arsenal? Well, Arsenal and Chelsea rivalry started out.
I think it's more an Erling Haaland rivalry, isn't it?
Well, it just, I think he threw the ball, didn't he, at Gabriel, and then obviously he's had the stay humble bit, and it just gives the media that narrative.
Someone's done a cartoon, I'll send in the group later. Someone's done a cartoon of the Arsenal, like a Haaland walking around, and just everyone's just like a cartoon, and then they're on the plane with the plane's got stay humble, and then all Arsenal players are dancing, and Saka's in a wheelchair in the corner dancing.
What I really love about Arsenal, obviously, they're the most woke club, aren't they? Like, especially with the WSL and pushing that team. The nonsense pottery team, and then on the shirt, they've already seen it in the press this weekend. Rwanda? On the shirt, the visit Rwanda. Yeah. It's obviously turned out to like be linked to like genocide and all madness in Rwanda, and they're both teams have got it on the sleeve, taking the money, but the blood money from it, and also like when you think of the hypocrisy of it, of the fella who scores the second goal for them, like they're all celebrating. I'm going, oh yeah, and I'm going, yeah, but he's in the Peter Sutcliffe territory from what I gathered.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the...
Well, no, he's actually... Well, we can't say nothing. We can't... Oh, great again there. Oh, that's a terrible wig chop, that, mate. Just whip it off. They've all got it now, haven't they? These twat haircuts. I don't know what they're doing. And Anthony Gordon started the trend, didn't he, with these...
Listen, it's just mullets. Fashion, isn't it? It's just fashion.
With these mullets.
It's fashion, isn't it? Like,
You're
a middle-aged man now, so you're not down with the kids.
Right.
This is fashion for the kids.
Can't be fashion.
I'm not saying Cole's Baldrick, because he it is, but Gordon and all that. The mullet, as Noah said to you, the mullet come back in. Like
to be fair, in Australia, every kid under 30 has got a mullet and a little muzzy.
Do you know what I mean?
Every kid.
It's
everyone they walk around the beach.
Roundabouts, fashion, isn't it? Like fads like that go round. Like over about a 20-30 year cycle. But again,
you getting a mullet, Cass?
You're not really a mullet kind of guy, are you?
He's one of mullet is, does he?
They
shave the sides, they're tight.
No one will have that in your school, will he?
Like a Barry Venison.
No. Mullet? Oh, do they?
Do they? Yeah.
See, it's what the kids are doing now.
Barry Venison, remember him?
Barry Venison,
What a mullet he had. My dad, I had a Barry Venison mullet when I was about 2. Little blonde hair at the bottom of my head. Now I've got nothing.
No, God, no, lad.
One of them days.
At least you've accepted the battle is lost.
No, did I tell you when I went to see the fella?
No.
So I went to see I just got angry one day and done a Britney and shaved my hair off. And then I went to see the fella about my hair. Said I might get another hair transplant. He went to me, nah. I went, what do you mean, nah?
Just what you want to hear, that.
He went, you need 4. I went, what do you mean? I went, you need 4 because you need it to fill the back twice and fill the front, so you need 3, maybe 4. I said, it's going to take you 5 years because you need 18 months to... He said, just leave it.
Must be so frustrating now to have so much hair on your body, but not where you want it to be.
I've got more hair on my gooch than my head.
I'm saying, you've got a good beard, and you've got a solid beard on you. You've got a good beard, but also...
I've got hairs that grow on the backs of my shoulder. I've got more than on my head.
But I'm saying, is there no way you can, like, manipulate it to grow? Like, can you not...
Well, pull me back over my head like a fucking rug.
Not like if you're training like a wisteria plant or something, and you'd have to like cut
Well,
the
no.
branches in and then like
No, this is another thing. I went to him because there was two things he did. He do this thing where they take your blood out and they spin your blood so they get your proteins or something.
platelet
They
plasma.
your plasma out of it, and then they put your pure plasma in like a rod into your head. A couple like 6-7 treatments, something.
Oh, remember them plasma tellies? Yeah, they were out. It's the same thing, so it looks like you've got a haircut.
I went, what about that one? He went, nah. I'm just like, all right.
Do you know what though? Like, to be fair to Arnie Slot,
Oh no, he's
he's bad. What's he doing now? Can you not go and wait outside Melwood and just say to him, what polish you slinging on that? Because it's the nicest looking bald head I think I've ever seen. It's like shiny. Look, it doesn't look. He's somehow made the bald head. I wouldn't say look cool, but made it like.
Yeah, it's
He's
not.
made himself look all right with it.
Eric Ten Hag gave the Baldies a bad name for a while.
Yeah, but he was a right meth, weren't he? Even the gear he wore. I mean, to be fair to that Amarin, he's not far behind. I seen him. A big thing for me was again is comes out Sunday and he's got a Munich Air thing and the reef for it. He's got white trainees on and like I'm like Man United manager doesn't wear white trainees on and like
He's Portuguese, isn't he?
I just can't.
The one thing what done me, I mean, I was
Can't
because I was
have it.
watching it with my missus, and I was like watching Jamie Redden after the weekend, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm good. And then I went, but you got white jeans on, just,
Yeah,
and
they're
then
doing
but
some
then,
mad stuff,
but then
aren't
my
they?
bear was like, yeah, well, he can't pull it off, like,
To be fair, he could wear a bin bag and look all like
yeah,
couldn't he,
that's and I
Redknapp?
said, yeah, fair point. To be fair,
But also, Sky have dropped.
white jeans though, I
When I
just
seen
can't
the
get. I can't
start
get
of Monday Night Footy, the I don't know the black fella's name, but the black fella who does Sky Sports News was doing Monday Night Footy, I think, instead of David Jones with
Oh
Carragher.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the one
I
talks
don't
well.
know his name.
Talks well.
Yeah, he speaks all right.
Shiny
yeah.
head.
Speaks all right. But he had the maddest get up on ever. And I know sometimes they get dressed for the show, don't they? So I haven't seen the show. So I don't know whether he got changed. But he had like a big, mad, weird cut jacket on, but like flared kecks. I was like, what's going on here?
There was the other one, didn't he? Remember what they've started doing it now, and he's took it too far. The presenter, what's his name? The gay fella off Sky.
Mark something. Yeah, I know you're
so
about,
you know, he's I
Geordie
don't
boy.
literally.
It's all right,
I don't mind him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all right.
but I seen the other day he had a suit on, like a jacket, a suit, and like a pair of Yeezys on.
I know, I struggle when I see him doing that thing with Gochwan, who was taking Gochwan the footy.
Yeah,
He was like
but,
trying to get a gay to go to the match.
Yeah, it was a bit condescending to gays. That
Yeah,
I
it was
thought.
weird, yeah, it was very
I
weird.
thought, I mean, if I'm a gay for thinking that, that's just, we're not like a fucking a toy. You can just take the match. If we
Well,
want to go.
that was the thing about the.
Wanna go,
You've
we
seen,
don't.
you've seen the. I was saying to you,
Yeezys
the
on with the shoes.
WSL had all the women on,
Nah.
and have you seen the woman who does the championship footy? She looks like a giant beaver. Like she's like, you see the wildlife programs, and like there'll be something on like Canadian beavers and like they're building a dam.
Yeah.
She actually looks like it's like someone's
I know
crossed
what
her.
you mean. I know
She's
what
like
you mean.
but she's like barely as well. I'm like, is someone bred with a beaver and put a half woman, half beaver on the footy commentating? I don't even know, she's never played.
Yeah, I know
And she
exactly
was
what you
there
mean.
front and centre, and she gets pushed for the English Championship. I think she does a few of them games. I'm like, firstly, you're an out of shape woman. Like, how are you on talking about professional men's sport? Like, well, get off the telly.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't want to start back down that chain of.
But that's just
having
not
a pop
women's.
with
It's in industry itself. When you see, remember what was our?
This would be me 2 out of 2 if it stays like this, won't it?
Secretary of Health. Remember that?
Oh God. The big thing is how much. How much? I honestly, I've really enjoyed watching what's going on in the States. It. I know it's not going to wash over here at the level. It is.
It's refreshing.
Just to see it. You know what? If people want to affect change, how quick, if you're in charge, you can.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it washes over here. My honest belief, and as I say, speaking of that freedom of speech conference on Saturday, I think everybody in there is kind of hoping, you hear some mad stories of what is going on. Like, absolutely insane.
Yeah. Question here. Let's just go a bit more elite level footy. What do you think of the Champions League? The
Villa have? Who've they signed?
Canal.
You're back on now, Cam.
Oh, look at that. That's a shiny ass.
Oh yeah, they have took that actual the CC from Chelsea Villa. They were linked with him this morning.
Half.
I seen Tottenham try and buy Mark Gay. 70
million got rejected. Yeah.
He's not bad. I liked him. That the CC he was a good in terms of he was a big physical defender. I think that's not a bad take for the.
That's a good
for
ball
Villa,
wide there.
Yeah. Oh, has he? My God, that's another injury for them.
And you're going to speak about that for about the next 6 weeks.
To be fair,
He's
they
had
were.
a shocker though, hasn't he?
They were. I watched
Dragic
the Brentford Tottenham game yesterday. They really needed that result. By the way, that was a big result for them.
And that was a good win.
It was, considering, you know, Brentford have the good at home, aren't they? But also Spurs, I thought...
I'll take it off for now.
I thought Levy's staked his claim. He ain't going to get rid of him. I think if they would have lost that game against Brentford and they lose Thursday in the Cup second leg, I don't think he'd have been able to continue, Ange. But obviously that result will pick them up, even if they don't get progress. Thursday. That's what I mean. Even if they don't progress on Thursday, I still think that result will get him a little bit longer, and he's got to get players back and start getting results quickly, hasn't he, Ange?
Because I don't know what Slot's going to do this Thursday, because
he's got to go. He's got to go a lot stronger than he did against PSV. He's not going to rotate at that level,
no, he's not going to do PSV level rotation. No.
I think Chiesa, you might see a bit more of Chiesa. I think Darwin Núñez.
Chiesa didn't even get in the squad because he just rested for the weekend. He just left him out completely.
I honestly think he's going to be a good player for you, Sim. I like him. It's obviously where he's going to start, isn't it? You know what I mean?
He looks to me better on the left.
Yeah, it'll be a more Diaz, but obviously...
But Gakpo's playing left wing for us?
Well, again, but then he moves Diaz through the gut, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like his favourite front three is Salah, Gakpo and Diaz.
Well, that is our probably best throw and three, and it's mad because there's not a centre forward there.
But I think a fully fit Jota can stake a claim there. Obviously, Núñez is scrapping away, but still second choice. Yeah, I think Chiesa could force his way into that line, into that front line. Don't forget how abject in his first year really Gakpo wasn't brilliant.
No,
this Chiesa's obviously had interruption through injury. I think I just love the way he plays. He's a good player, but he works his absolute balls off for the team.
Yeah.
He's won the Euros with Italy. He's come from, playing and being a big star there. His dad was a big, and he could come in with the kind of, and he's a bit of a throwback for me. He just loves, you can see he loves working hard. He loves, even when Núñez scores, he's made up for Núñez.
Yeah. He just looks like he loves footy.
He looks like he's a really good lad to have in your team. But and also what I liked about it was he could be going, fucking hell, hasn't worked out for me. And he could be thinking he's competing with Núñez. Núñez scores the goals and he's absolutely buzzing getting Núñez. And I thought, you know what? He probably needs that himself to get a couple of goals.
Yeah.
But he's made up for his teammates, which, not all players are like that. I don't think you'd see a kind of Rashford type or a Sancho type being like that.
Is anyone United doing that? No, but I mean, with Chiesa as well, what I've liked about him, there's a couple of times I watched him and thought, he's got a shot off there and forced a good save out of absolutely nothing. He seems to create these chances from I don't know, I've never seen a player but it's back to goal, all of a sudden he's spun, bang, it's in the top corner, and if he's making a save, it's 2 or 3 of them. I thought, he creates shots
he seems
out
a little
of nothing.
Bit like, he hasn't got the tightest close control, but he seems to, as you say, he seems to just about get it done or just about get the shot away.
It looks scruffy.
Yeah, it looks a little bit scruffy.
But it's not. It looks scruffy, but you're thinking, okay, the first time could be, second time, third time. He's doing this every time. These scruffy Suarez-esque kind of pull-offs where Suarez used to spin on a fucking sixpence and put it in the top bin. I've seen Chiesa doing it a few times thinking, yeah, I'm having you there.
I think I'm 2 out of 2 here, lads, if this stays like this. And the results, I got the last game.
How long have you got left in the game?
We're going into stoppage. That last 30 seconds of normal time here.
West Ham look like they're getting back into it.
No, Chelsea. I would say Chelsea are going to score before. Yeah, they might score here. Oh, good tackle. They've spun the wheel, West Ham, without it hasn't really helped them. No one's created anything. They put Ings on and put a couple of young lad on into midfield, but
is Chiesa better than his dad? Yeah.
No, his dad was a good player.
He was, yeah.
Enrico.
He played at Anfield.
His dad was a good player.
Played at Anfield. When was that?
Did he play for Parma, Enrico Chiesa?
Parma was his, when Parma had that won the team.
With thingy up front. What was his name?
He had Varane, didn't he?
Do you know what? He's won the Euro, so I don't... He was, if you remember, he was good in that. He was really good in that tournament.
I think before his injury, though.
7 minutes of stoppage time, now they've give...
Potter's getting
Stamford Bridge.
I
don't know. It's a big.
He's pulling the ball dead off with the beard.
Yeah, his doesn't look as clean as Slots though.
No, it's not. His has got. I know what you mean. Slots just looks like a shiny baseball.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I don't know what he uses, but I tell you, get yourself. I don't know anymore. Get yourself down here and just say, Annie, look, I've had a bit of a.
So you can just put a load of wheat on his head and then just.
I've seen the light and I've decided I'm not going to persist with the candy floss. So what I'm going to do is. I'm coming to you to say, how do you get that shine? How do you get the sheen on it? What boot polish or what pledge are you using on that? What cloths are you using in the morning?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
razors?
Varane Cannavaro of that Parma team. He was part of that, wasn't
I'm just looking through it now. Some
Buffon,
absolute wonder players. You
Thuram.
know?
he? Yeah. Go on.
Don't know how that's happened.
That's nuts.
Do not
That's
know
left
how that's
me
happened.
signing for Man United.
I mean, how can if you've watched that last game against West Ham and you're Juve, what in the world has made you think, do you know what, he's going to absolutely sort our defence out?
Yeah.
I thought he was a lucky boy to get the move to Newcastle. I think he's fucking even luckier to get the move to Juve. But let's see.
David Blaine.
What's his space? He could end up doing, don't forget Chris Smalling, if you've gone out there struggling here and actually done all right.
It's because it's a less league. It's
got different challenges,
Yeah.
but it's obviously in no way,
It's
like the
much
Prem is
slower.
just too quick and strong,
much
isn't it? You know
slower.
what I mean?
I mean, I haven't watched Serie A for a while, but even when you watch them, it's just slower.
Yeah, but that's the continent, isn't it? Each league has its own idiosyncrasies, but again, it's the speed of the Premier League. I don't think, I think there's good defensive parts of it, and obviously from a football perspective, in terms of watching it, it doesn't have the same impact because of the speed it's played at and the way the referees referee it. But also, there is some good nuances to it. From a defensive standpoint, and obviously the emphasis being on not conceding chances rather than entertaining. So you can learn good lessons from it. And for a defender, I reckon it'd be a good league to play in. Because I think the Italians are really good at organising defences.
And as well, you don't see a lot of the high pressing and everything. It's just your defenders, they get a lot more time on the ball. Don't even look at the centre halves over the years. They've just been proper ball players because they've had time to
But the pitches aren't as good also, are they, across the board? Even when you look at the better stadiums, San Siro, Stadio Olimpico and all that, the pitches are okay. They're not
okay,
like Napoli's pitches are okay.
In terms of defenders from Serie A,
but it's not like carpets. Every pitch in the Premier League pretty much is a carpet, isn't it? I mean, Forest pitch looked poor at the weekend, but pretty much, we're talking about early February. Look at Chelsea's pitch. It's looking like a carpet.
Because it's like 75%
Anfield,
flag.
But I'm saying to you, the quality, because the money in the Premier League, you think Nottingham are spending 2 or 3 million on the pitch every season? Where in Italy,
that's 2 players. Some of them Italian clubs.
Well, when you've got the money, obviously the English clubs have got, and you can afford to produce.
Oh, just behind him. Oh, he's done his lammy. Has he split his kipper?
I think he's pulled his groin.
I think he's pulled his fanny lips there or something.
Yeah, he's pulled his
something.
He's pulled his groin, I think. Chance here maybe for a late equaliser.
Oh, behind him.
Oh, do you know what I was going to say, Desmond? I was going to go for Desmond 2-2 as well.
Still could be.
No, I was I did. I just
me 3-1.
I made up. I didn't, and I haven't had a touch on it. I haven't had a touch on it tonight, but
You have a little win in the week or last week.
Yeah, I had a nice little touch during the week, Champions League, but I ended up getting, I think, 440 back for a tenner, so I haven't handed one for a bit. So it was a nice little.
Can't pick me nose this year.
Oh, was a
that
chance.
was awful effort.
What do you make of the Champions League draw? Did you see?
I
Did you see the
think
draw?
City.
Who did City get? Real Madrid.
Yeah. I think this Champions League format has been great. I think going into the last game of the season, last game of the tournament, apart from Liverpool,
That's a great block.
There was so many permutations that could have happened still, and I was watching like 4 games at once.
The amount of
last
goals
week
that went in. See how many goals there was in the Champions League the last match day?
Because your place was goal difference. That's why.
Yeah,
so
I'm saying
that was what was better for me. What?
There was goals everywhere.
There was a goal,
There was goals everywhere.
It was because you say there was like 4 teams on like 17 points or something. So it went on goal difference. So there had to be gung ho, that's what's made it better as well.
No, it wasn't a good climax to it.
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed it.
I mean, the thing for me is it don't get going, does it, till the quarterfinals, the Champions League. So I don't like the fact that teams get buys, and I'm like, what's all that about? Like, who finished 1 and 2? And Liverpool obviously was a Barca. I haven't even.
Have you seen Lamal's goal?
No.
Weekend? Oh,
against Alaves.
oh my word!
I had them in my coupon yesterday, so I was
you must
waiting
have
on
seen it, Cass. No. Lamine Yamal's goal for Barcelona. Oh, I'll try and find
So
it in a
where's
minute.
Sanchez? Has Sanchez been binned then? Because I think he's been. This Jorgensen going to get the nod now.
I don't know. He seems to have stuck by him in terms of words, but words mean nothing, do they?
It's a good result for Chelsea, to be fair, considering they were 1-0 down.
We battled well back, and I think they've been the better team second half. I think Cole Palmer's a joke of a player.
Joe, there's a question in the comments there from...
He needs credit, Maresca, for the subs he made. I think he made the right subs that gave him the momentum to get back in it. Sorry, lad.
Yeah, no, if I can just speak... there's a question in the comments from David Boone. He's asking Joey if the betting bosses are running football now, like the likes of Brentford's and Tony Bloom's at Brighton. So I was going to mention about, we're chatting with Harry Finlay, aren't we, next week?
This weekend, Friday, is it?
Friday, yeah, this Friday.
This Friday, yeah. Do you know what will be interesting? We've got Harry Finlay coming up on the podcast, who's obviously quite close, I think, to Tony Bloom. So it'll be interesting to see or hear his perspective, because I know he does a bit of, or he did do a bit of scouting for them down in South America, and I don't know whether he had something to do with McAllister going to Brighton.
Did he?
He goes and watches a load of South American football. He's a mad footy fan, as well as horse racing and greyhounds and all that. But also, I think he's trying to do something. You know, the tote on the race courses.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to do something to like take over the tote back on the race courses. So it'll be interesting to get him on, and also speak to him and see if he's got a bit more context about what Brighton are doing in terms of the recruitment and that, and how they're looking to, explore these South American markets specifically. 2-1, it's finished. Chelsea won the game.
Yeah, Potter got potted.
That's 2 out of 2 for me, lads.
Yeah.
2 out
Well
of 2.
done.
Correct scoring results. What do you have? 3-1.
Tied 3-1, yeah.
Good win. Chelsea, I mean, didn't really play that good, did they?
No.
You're not looking at them going, do you know what, they're a good side.
You're not looking
got
at
the
them going,
job
they're
done.
the top four. They're not going to finish fourth.
Do you know what?
Sunderland looked to win against
I don't know.
Middlesbrough.
Sunderland won.
3-2, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where was that at, Borough or?
Borough.
yeah.
Sunderland are going all right, you know.
They're
Going
they're
well.
flying.
It'd be interesting to know the model at Sunderland, wouldn't it? Because
Sunderland are going young. It's the lad Dreyfus, who was his mum owned, or his dad owned Marseille and died, and the mum took it over when I was there. So he was only a young kid. And then he's obviously, they've sold out of Marseille, and he's gone into Sunderland, and they just recruit really young players that can develop, and they've done really, really well. They've been unlucky not to get promoted last season. Was it last season or the season before?
Last season, yeah.
Last season, and then I think they've taken a load of young lads, and they've got like the young kid in there. I think academy prospect, that Chris Rigg, is it?
Chris Rigg,
who's only like I think whatever they're doing, they're onto something. I mean, whether that's going to get them back in the Premier League, which is where they'll want to be, and sustain them in the Premier League, I don't know, but they're certainly trying a kind of young business model to develop players, either to get them up and keep them up, or to sell on to bigger clubs. I'm surprised no one had to go for Bellingham's brother. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's been linked with Dortmund again, hasn't he? But you're thinking surely if he's good enough to go and play for Dortmund, then a Premier League team would take a punt on him. Joe Bellingham. Like, why would he not go in the Premier League? A bit premature, do you reckon?
Do you reckon they're getting too much comparison?
I think he's a good player. I think if his brother weren't Jude Bellingham, I think people would be talking about him a lot more in his own right, and justifiably so. I think he's a good player. He's a really good player. It's obviously hard when your brother's a superstar. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're always then going to be compared to your brother, and they play similar. In terms of they move, similar size, move similar. Both kind of attack and goal scoring, kind of forward-thinking players. So, it's not a bad comparison, but obviously, I think for me, I think he could go on to be a really good player in his own right.
Joe, getting asked a little bit about football books.
Right.
One is asking, have you ever read the book Inverting the Pyramid on Football Tactics?
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also asked, what is the best football book you've read?
The best football book? What from
it's a wide question.
Yeah, in terms of from like an autobiography of another player, or
both.
What about both?
Or an actual football book?
What was the one you bent me on, that Total Football, or where it talks about the
Total
decades?
Orange.
Where it talks about the
Dutch?
decades, goes through the 70s, the Germans, then the Dutch, then the Italian, the French.
Yeah, I'm sure that is that not inventing the pyramid? Is that not it?
I think it's just called Total Football.
I don't know. I can't think of any players' book I've read where I've gone, do you know what, that was brilliant. Like Agassi's book for tennis, but like don't think I've...
I read that book on. I read it a while ago and it was brilliant. The remember the German goalkeeper?
No, Oliver Kahn.
No.
Oh
Bert
yeah,
Trautmann.
killed
Bert
himself.
Trautmann.
Oh, I thought you might have killed himself.
No, I read that one as well. That was heavy. That
Robert something. wasn't it?
Robert. I read that. NK. Yeah, that was heavy. But that Bert Trautmann one, that's great. Lived in Prescott, didn't he? He was on there.
There was a bit of a biopic.
He was a prisoner of war on the Georgies.
Prisoner of war on the Kingsway, yeah.
Georgies,
yeah.
There's a bit of a biopic on him on BBC. It was
Yeah,
on
I've seen
just
that.
just after match of the day. It was on the weekend.
There's been some good managers' books. Like I like Pochettino's book. Thought that was a good book. From a manager perspective. I didn't read the Pep Linders one. I never got around to reading it.
I couldn't get my toes were curling.
Was it that bad? Was
Yeah,
it? I don't mind. I've met Pep a few times. I like Pep Linders. I think he's a decent fella. I mean, he's obviously lost his job out in... Was he Leipzig?
That was a mad one. He loses his job and Klopp's his big boss.
Well, he obviously weren't doing well, was
I
he?
know, but who sacked him? Did Klopp sack him, do you reckon?
No, he won't. He'll be somebody else.
At the club.
Harder and fired in Red Bull. Klopp might have given the recommendation to get him in there. You don't know.
Oh, we did, yeah.
But
I'm sure we did.
I've met him, and Victor Matos was the other coach.
Yeah.
And when we done our pro license, we went into Liverpool for a few days, and they were brilliant. Honestly, really, really good. But it was interesting talking to them, and you could feel their
He's
energy
a 40
and the
man.
passion.
I know he's a 40 man.
Yeah, he is. But I haven't seen. Don't forget, there's loads of good coaches who can't be managers.
Well, he went to Holland and failed in Holland, didn't he, Pep Linders, as a manager and come back to Liverpool?
But I haven't done it the other way. I've only managed, but it'd be interesting to see that other side of it because, obviously, like Steve McLaren, there's two totally different skill sets, isn't it? You can be an unbelievable coach, but actually not quite get the same level of, traction as a manager. There's been loads of great coaches who haven't ended up being good managers, like Rennie Mulstein. Who was the other one who went from Man United? Carlos
Queiroz, yeah, it was a second one. But if you look at some of the best managers, they're not coaches. Alex Ferguson's the prime example. He was never seen on a training.
Well, again, when you look at Moyes now, obviously, I think Moyes has been a coach and he's kind of turned into a manager, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right, and then obviously he's bringing in. He's still got, I think, Alan Neva and
he's gone back. Yeah.
Charlie Adams gone in with them, and it's a strange one. But then, I heard and stuff. Right, someone was telling me about Moyes at West Ham. Right, Moyes at West Ham. They signed somebody. I can't remember who they told me the name of the player was. They signed, and they said Moyes is just a proper dinosaur. He's just miles off it. Right,
is he?
But this one told.
Yeah.
To the point where this player comes in the team and Declan Rice pulls him and goes, "Listen, just don't listen to him. We just do our own thing in the team. Just do not whatever he says to you. Just don't listen. We'll tell you what we're doing on a Saturday when we're out there with And I was like, "What? Moyes is considered the coach, but he's just meant to be."
Oh my God, that's not good for an Everton fan. Listen to that,
it is because he's a manager. So you don't as long as you get the right coaches around him. But the problem for Moyes is he likes coaching. So he's come through as a coach, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like Sam Allardyce weirdly was like a manager rather than a coach.
Yeah.
But would come on and say enough of mad things and you'd just be like, what the fuck's he on about? So just like telling us to kick it out for throws and that. Just going, what's going on here? Now, Moyes is hands-on the training ground.
Yeah.
But as I say, I've only got a second and I'll have to find out the player's name. I can't remember who he told me the player was. He signed. It's a really good source. Like, and he went, was it the boy? Was it Flynn Downs? Did Flynn Downs go to?
I don't know.
West Ham. He did. Flynn Downs it was. And anyway, Moyes is telling us to do something. After he walked off, he said, Declan Rice walked over. He just goes, don't listen to him. He's a dinosaur. Just don't listen to him. We'll tell you what we're doing.
Oh my God. Did he sign you, Moyes?
Yeah. I met him. I've always liked Moyes. I've always liked him, obviously, because he was good at it. But when I remember going away from meeting him, thinking that was like speaking to a school teacher. Like it was like you were back in school.
Yeah, and
then obviously they were half the money that I was getting elsewhere, and I was like I didn't come away going, I've got sometimes you go, I've got to play for that fella.
Yeah.
I want to go and play for him. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm going to take less money to go and play for him because I like him. With him, I was like,
you need double your dosh.
I was like, I just can't be arsed going back to like a kind of school teacher fucking mindset, and also I'm swallowing a load of money to do it.
Yeah.
Like if I was getting more money, you might go, do you know what, I'll put up with it, the school teacher mindset, which I think a few people would do. But if you're getting offered less money, then there's got to be some kind of Listen, he was perfectly, like, he was a nice fella, you know what I mean? But I was just like, this is going to be, for my personality, this is going to be a problem because I'm going to have someone trying to be a school teacher.
Yeah.
And that's not really what I needed at this junction.
Yeah.
I didn't need that. It would have been
hasn't he got his brother? Hasn't he got his brother in there? Like,
well, that's why I thought Charlie Adam had gone in, because Charlie Adam, Kenny Moyes was. I know Kenny because he organised a couple of trips for Fleetwood when we were there, and he was obviously an agent, and he's a sound fella, and I think he was Charlie Adam's agent. So I don't know whether, obviously they're keeping it in the family that way.
There's a link there, isn't there?
I mean,
obviously,
it's a weird one when you get sacked as Fleetwood manager, and Fleetwood are, I mean, crap, you know, under his tenure. And then from, you know, people were saying, listen, he's a lovely fella, Charlie.
Yeah.
But he's thick. Do you know what I mean? So the people at Fleetwood were saying, listen, he's a sound fella, he's just thick.
Yeah.
So then they're seeing next assignment, he's
set piece coach.
No. He was, someone sent me it was someone who said that they sent him a message. He was recruiting for like a Scottish second or third tier team after he got sacked from Fleetwood.
And then went to Everton.
And then popped up at Everton. So I'm like, but then Everton have won 3 out of 3, set play, going well. What is he, the set play coach?
Set play coach.
So I don't know. Like this game bamboozles me. The amount, as I say, you've got fucking David Brent fucking managing Tranmere there. The amount of, I've just seen, there was a lad who was on our coaching course, who was assistant manager at Sunderland with Tony Mowbray, who's just got named Wickham manager. Michael Dodds is his name. He knows Bellingham. I think he brought Bellingham, or he was involved with Bellingham's family at Birmingham.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's lads you see who you go, he can't get back in and get a job, and you think he's a good manager, and then there's other lads where you're like, how's he getting another job? He's absolutely useless. But somehow to get on and get in. Anyway,
jobs.
Question for you, Joe, just while we're on managers. One of our regulars have just asked Joey if he had to describe himself as a manager in one word, what would it be?
Entertainer.
brilliant.
That's a brilliant answer. Look, he's there. The way he just looked at me there, it's like
when you think about it, right? I've had 2 jobs.
Brilliant.
Usually, average tenure for a manager is 9 months. Both of my jobs have been 2.5 years. I almost got Fleetwood, I know it's only an almost, promoted to the Championship. Like, if COVID didn't shut the leagues down, we would have got promoted. I'm convinced of it. We were 1 defeat in 19 or something like that in League One, and motoring. And the team was young and growing in confidence. Obviously, we got beaten in the playoff semi-final when we came back because we had 3 months layoff. And we got bushwhacked in the first game by Wickham, who ended up winning it. But we'd played Oxford in the final, and we'd beaten every time we beat Oxford. That's what Carl Robbo was in my phone. Carl 3 points, Robinson. Every time he's never beat me. I've beaten like 6 times. We'd have played them in the final. We'd have dusted them because we just always had their number. They end up losing to Wickham, and then obviously the next port of call pop up in about now February when the window's closed at Bristol Rovers. Couldn't stop them getting relegated because they were that far gone. But the next season, we win on the last day of the season, 7-0 to get promoted.
That was nuts.
So you go, well, you've turned a poor culture at Bristol Rovers into a moving in the right direction again and getting promoted at the first attempt. And also, I only had my second season at Fleetwood. I took a team that almost got relegated the year before, finished 11th in the table, having lost 10 players in the January and only brought 1 in. Because the chairman cuts the budget if you haven't got a chance of getting promoted. And then the second season, built a really good side that was very, very close to getting promoted to the Championship. Now you look at Fleetwood now, 2,500 crowds, like they're near the bottom of League 2. Like, but it is what it is. And I've never gone back. There's a part of me that kind of wants to go and work for an experienced manager. And I think you've got to. I think that assistant role, I think I'd be really, really good at it because you have a different level of access and permission.
You'd be the bad cop.
No, you have because you're just coaching on the training pitch, right? And you don't have to deal with the press, and you don't have to fucking argue with the 4th official or anything because you're not on the touchline. So you can actually be a little bit harder on the players as the manager. You can't be that hard on the players because you're the manager. They all go moaning to their agents. Whereas a coach, you can demand a bit more out of them because you can build a different relationship with them because you're not the hirer and firer. That's the manager.
Yeah, no.
You can almost become the mate a little bit and go, do you know what? Like, I'll fucking have a word with the gaffer for you. You can kind of be the go-between between the players and the staff to make sure that the group's moving in the right direction. So you get a slightly different level of permission, access from the lads.
Do you think you'd be a better coach than a manager?
I don't know because I've never done it. I am a really, really good coach. Do you know what I mean? Like I do like coaching on the training ground, and you know I enjoy the process of teaching.
Yeah.
Like I think if I had my time again, I think I'd have gone and done 5 or 6 years as a coach for the sort of managerial role. It just wasn't the way the opportunity presented itself to me, because I think you would have, the stuff that you were learning on, as I said to you, tactically on the job, you'd have kind of gone through watching somebody else, a senior manager or a senior figure do it.
I think it was good listening to Wayne Rooney the other day in the overlap. We talked about coaching. He said he would actually enjoy working with a youth setup, but like a high level youth setup, and he did probably like say under 19s or under 21s or something, like top level youth team, and enjoy coaching the kids.
Well, do you know, I spoke to a few players who obviously played for Plymouth, because you seen Plymouth results, and I thought it was a tough gig when Rooney took it, because I'm like, they're probably going to be in the mix to go down. And I spoke to a few lads who and thinking they were going to say, oh, you know, X, Y, and they all loved him. They were all like, you know what, we're gutted, we never done well for him. Or so you're thinking like a superstar like that dropping down and then losing a load of games, going to get frustrated. I think the biggest problem was I think he was having a good time on the nights out, weren't he? On the karaoke all the time in Plymouth. So obviously if you're winning, that's fine. You can get away with it. It's seen as, oh, he's a good lad, he's out.
Yeah.
I think the similar thing happened with Dyche. The amount of stories he heard about Dyche in Liverpool being out and about, and like if you're winning and doing well, I think people aren't bothered seeing you out. But I think if you're struggling,
I just think
and you're getting beat,
he loved a little cider down out in Plymouth, didn't he? Still live Plymouth.
But again, if you're winning, it's different, isn't it? It's when you're getting beat all the time that people fucking start going, what the fuck's he doing out, or whatever.
He was just cracking on, man. He's still going out when.
But again, that's what I'm saying. I think from what I gathered, the lads I spoke to, I couldn't believe how positive they were about him and how much they liked him, because I was like, that doesn't fit with the results profile. Usually, when you're looking at Atkins here, you can see the lads aren't having him, and then you see the interviews. Whereas with Rooney, I never ever felt that. Like, and obviously the people you spoke to after, they're like, no, we liked him, we're gutted, we never done well for him. So the problem for him is he's obviously taken a bad job at Birmingham, where they were in a false league position, and then plummeted out down the table and ultimately got relegated, even though he'd left before that. Then he's left Plymouth virtually in the lurch of getting relegated. So, and then obviously Derby was different because he was fighting against administration or whatever. So, but also they did get relegated. Yeah. And Washington DC was shite when he was there. Yeah. So he actually hasn't really. So you can't. Now there might be.
He's took.
But
the
look at Lampard,
jobs.
though. You go right. Yeah, I'm not saying he's had a few setbacks. He's done well in spells and had setbacks in spells. But he looks like, he's dropped now to a level where
he's got to work a bit.
He can finally fucking, relax a little bit.
Flourish as a manager.
He's gone in at too high a level, and now he's at the level he's probably capable of managing at because of his experience. So, I mean, I'd like to see like Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney and all that, because you go, all the Spanish ex-players kind of do quite well. And the first thing they label is, no ex-players from England ever do well as managers.
No, you do want to see them do well.
And the fact that they've been brave enough to take jobs, because they could easily sit on the punditry all the time.
Well, that's what I've said about Rooney as well. He was brave enough to take them jobs, whereas, let's say Rooney took a Pep Guardiola route and he's had the best teams at Barca, the best teams at Bayern, the best teams at City. He's going to be looked at as, I know, but Pep's a bit of a different level because he's an alien. But he's took the tough jobs. He hasn't gone and waiting, like, not being handed to him like a Man United job. Well,
his first job was Derby, wasn't it? And it was on the back foot there because he'd gone in as a player.
He's on the back foot every job he's took, so he's not took an easy job. So
it's one of them where, like, I look at that and I think, there's part of me that, like, you have to, as I say, doesn't have to do it. He's desperate, obviously, loves football, desperate to do well, and he's taking tough gigs. Like, there's a part of you that, like, when Lampard took Derby were in a completely different slot than when, obviously, Rooney took them. So, and to be fair to Gerrard's first gig's Rangers, so pretty much, even if you're shite there, you finish second. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like Rooney has done the hard yards. I think he's really I think it's good to listen to him in the overlap. I think he gives some good interesting insights. But also, it'd be interesting to see whether he actually goes back in it. But whoever's fucking advising him, they keep giving or he keeps getting jobs where you go. Even if Guardiola took that'd be tough for Guardiola.
It's my point. I just think he keeps staying in. I think he said in the overlap himself, you look and I think he thinks it's a challenge and he can do it. And then when he gets into it, you're 6 games, 7 games, you're thinking, well, he said I can do this, this, and this, and now I'm not. They sort of changed the goalpost, the club itself. And
13 games Tottenham have lost in the league.
I can't believe
Lads,
Man United have lost 11.
Lads,
Minus 6 goal difference.
We've only got 5 minutes, 10 minutes max left on
Well,
the
go
stream.
on then, yeah.
If
Do you want to fire through a few questions? What have you got here?
Someone was asking what was Sol Campbell like at Newcastle.
You said he was alright, wasn't he? Big Sol.
Oh, is this me? He was brilliant at Rovers.
Sol Campbell.
Is that me he's on about there?
Is that me he's on about there?
Was that Mitch Lee? I thought that. We had a really good side at Bristol Rovers. Pity those. Me NDA is up now, so I can actually say what I want about Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, so
We're going to save that.
Fans are in on early in the stream saying, can you spill the beans?
I don't want... do you know, at this moment, I'm not going to, because there's a new manager in there. They're going all right and they're fighting for their lives down there. And the last thing the Bristol Rovers fans need is me pouring any fucking fireworks on it. So I'm just going to take the knee on if I can always talk about it. I'll possibly wait to the end of the season once the dust settles. But
what's in that water he's drinking there?
Yeah, no.
I just think
that hydrogen water, mate.
But also, the fans give me incredible support down there, and they had a good result yesterday. But they're fighting for their lives down there. The last thing they need is me chipping in, as they've just got a bit of good momentum.
Yeah, Carlisle after Stevie G apparently.
Carlisle. He won't go there. He's been getting 12 mil a year at him. I heard Mark Kennedy, you remember the Lincoln manager?
Ex-Liverpool player.
Ex-Liverpool, Man City.
He had a great head of him,
Kennedy was a bell. He was an absolute bell.
Was he?
Because I was a young lad at City.
And he was there, yeah.
And there was a few like him, Richard Edgill, who were just having themselves massively. Obviously, City were in the Champion League One when we got there, but you never forget the way they behave, like driving Ferraris and that. And then obviously we all became better players than them.
Yeah.
Obviously later on, but you always remembered how big time, and you just thought, obviously once you're playing in the Premier League and you're like, how are these bellends playing in the Champ as big time as they were to us as young kids? Yeah. And then I never forgot that. Obviously, I coached against them a few times, but I never, even when I'm having a gab with them and that, it's still when you've experienced, it's like someone in your school being a knob with you. You're like, it's always there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, and that's what I heard. I heard they were sniffing around Kennedy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who was the biggest bell you'd ever come across in footy?
Bell. Maybe
for that reason, for just maybe acting too big.
It was only it was more when you were younger. Once you were established as a senior player, it was quite lucky when I got in the first team. There's a load of good lads in and around the dressing room. Even the senior pros, when we were in the resis, Darren Huckaby and that were brilliant with us. Do you know what I mean? Paul Dickoff, they were good lads, because they'd obviously got joeyed off to play in the resis and were fuming, but bought into helping us along as well, wearing cunts with us and that.
Fucking hydrogen water, what's he drinking here, mate? Fucking change, man. Just sitting on the fence.
Also, don't forget, so if I have an issue with you from a young age, as you know,
we know, fucking hell,
it gets resolved relatively quickly. Either with a good sackle on the training pitch, or with a staying conversation inside the.
Here's one here. Joey's dream job.
Dream job?
Would it be Everton?
No.
Would it not be Everton? No. England manager then?
Real Madrid, isn't it? Real Madrid, Barcelona, it is. That's where you got. That's the pinnacle, isn't it? That's where you want to go.
That's Liverpool, it is pinnacle.
Well, for you it is. As an Evertonian, it's obviously not for me. But I'm saying in terms of...
He's a gimp.
There's 5 clubs, isn't there, in the world?
David
Bayern Munich, you'd go... It'd be unbelievable. Barca, Real. Italy.
What about a South American little fucking River Plate or something?
Do you know what? No, we don't speak Spanish, do we? But I've seen the Boca Juniors game at the weekend, the atmosphere, and I'm like, wow, it must be incredible.
Yeah,
just to be
managing just... not just that, the whole city itself is just like...
Do you know when I always wanted to play in all... As a kid, I always wanted to play in all the leagues. So I always wanted to have... I had only had a season in France, but I wanted to play in Italy, Spain. I just wanted to experience that, Germany. And then the same as a coach. I love football, so for me, it was why I love France was whenever I watch a French team now or look at a coupon, I can understand the grounds and like when you look at and you go, West Ham's a tough place to go. Well, the same can be true about Montpellier or you know what I mean. But unless you know and you've played there, you wouldn't know. Or you go, well, Venezia away, you know, that's a fucking tricky little pitch. And it's more, I'd like to have played there just so you had this breadth of knowledge about all the big leagues. Now, for me, you can't do that now as a player because that's ship sail. But I'd love to go back I'd love to coach because obviously you get the chance. Obviously, I've obviously got a couple of languages in the bag already, but you get the chance to you get the chance to learn another language, don't you? Do you mean I can obviously parlez-vous français now? But obviously you get the chance to, you know, mix with other players. And as I say, for me, if you can speak Spanish, French, English,
German,
you have such a natural advantage from a coaching position because you're able to translate your coaching idea into a couple of different languages, and usually somebody will speak Spanish or English or
English
or
or
French.
Spanish is both the language of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're in a training, if you're in a football thing, you know, and somebody doesn't speak the like English, they might speak a bit of Spanish or a bit of French, so you can find common ground to communicate with them. Because ultimately, that's why Gary Neville failed at Valencia. Not only is he an absolute moron who endorses, as he said, Harry Kane taking corners for England, but they couldn't speak the language. So you've got him and Phil, like Mike Bassett and fucking Doddsy, trying to communicate to a load of Valencia players who are thinking, who are these two tits from Bury who don't know what they're doing but think that they're men because they've been brought in by this Philip Lynn. And if you can't communicate, Peter Lim, sorry, if you can't communicate, you're dead.
Yeah.
So I had that experience as a player in the dressing room, as a player at Marseille, when I'm going, I can't say anything here. So you develop a different skill set because you have to sit and listen and watch people's body language to try, or watch the facial expressions or the mannerisms to try and understand what they were saying because you were new to the language.
No, you're right. It's
so you develop a different skill set.
That's the only thing where going back to Brendan Rodgers again.
Oh, he's a snake. I can't have him. I just can't have him.
He went to live in
snake face.
He went to live in Spain, didn't he? For like 4 years or something. Still, he was living on a floor or something.
But
so
didn't that Matty Mills also say in that podcast that he used to just come in and just start speaking Spanish and all that? And like there was no one
Spanish in the dressing room. He used to come in and speak Spanish in the dressing room. We'd be like, the fuck's he saying?
Yeah, he's a mad cat. I've heard he's like, a couple of my mates have met him. I haven't coached against him, but like they've said, like he's the ugliest man you've ever seen close up there. Like he's got like skin like a snake. He's meant to like. He's just meant to be he's just a weird little cat. I've seen him mooching about. He's a weird little cat.
He has got like a face like foreskin a bit with his nose.
Well, that documentary Liverpool did when he had the big portrait of himself on the wall and all that. Yeah. And then you heard like the rumours about how he split up with the missus and his son smashing the window in and all that because he was going with that one. I think the one he's with now had been putting it about at Liverpool's training ground for a bit, and she'd been trying to get herself an outfield player and ended up with the manager.
Yeah, that's what said a lot of them do, isn't it? But,
yeah, well, anyway, Brendan Snakeface.
Brendan Foreskin Nose.
Yeah, he was the original David Brent.
Oh, he was,
like the thing he does with the envelope that he'd read out of a book.
Yeah.
No.
I know Ferguson did it first, but I mean, he might.
What did he have in his floor? Didn't he have something embossed in the wooden floor or something? What was that?
Oh, I don't know. Probably I Am King or something.
No, he had something on. That was when he went in his house. He had obviously the portrait on the wall, but didn't he have something embossed on the floor?
That was Steve Gerrard's house.
Was it?
Remember, remember we used to playing Stephen's fucking. Remember we called his house
with the snooker table.
What
was that his house?
And Stephen had the golf simulator. Yeah. Then he's playing the golf simulator. Stephen. That was Brendan Rodgers' house. That was.
I didn't know it was that house.
Yeah,
didn't know it was that.
And then went to Klopp's house.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, so Stevens went to Rodgers, then went to Klopp.
All right, well, I think that's us wrapping up now, isn't it? I think that's us for the... we're nearly 10:30. So...
Next week, we've got the derby on Wednesday. He's going to go to derby or...
I'm not going to Goodison, no.
Do you know what? It's the last one at Goodison, so...
Cash, you're going to be angling.
I'll be trying to get there. I haven't got a ticket as yet. I did have it for the first one, but obviously he's been sacked since.
Yeah.
So I don't think them tickets will stand, weirdly.
So when we're on, we've got Champions League action, haven't we, next week?
Is it?
So
Champions League? Oh yeah, the semis, the games, innit? Real Madrid City.
Well, let's have a look at the fixtures. I prefer the Mondays, but if we end up doing a Tuesday or a Wednesday, no problem.
Monday's probably better for like the
Doncaster
catch
versus Palace.
catching
Take
the
up on the Monday.
Monday.
for catching the weekend stuff early, you know, so we don't. Because by the time Wait comes down, the weekends.
When's Legio back then? Is he back?
Back
next
tomorrow,
Wednesday?
isn't he?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
No,
right.
Wednesday, actually.
All right. Do you wish you've ever played for Arsenal? I was close to signing for Arsenal a couple of times. I would like to play for Arsenal, but obviously never came about. Right. Cheers for joining us. As I say, if you like and subscribe and turn your notifications on, that'll do us a massive favour. We're trying to grow the channel. Trying to get some sponsorship, hopefully to get Campbell a few pubes for the top of his head, or a bit of pledge, or a litre of pledge from Arnie Slot.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, thanks for joining us.